hit the play button. iTunes takes a while. That's the load. It takes up a lot of RAM. Very rambunctious. You know when a song takes up all the RAM.
Playing it in Chrome, bro?
Fuck it, bro. Sway. Drafts T.Y. Hilton.
I've used them and he's been okay. Well,
yeah,
you're
with
late.
with Andrew Luck. With Andrew Luck.
Who do they got now? Drew Brees?
Who, in Indianapolis?
Not Drew Brees, Jesus. I mean, Philip Rivers?
Yeah.
They're the same person.
It's saying it's sub only.
Yeah.
I'll fix it. Yeah, everyone should sub. No, it doesn't. Oh, that's never mind. Clips. Boom. Try it now, bros. I gotta make what's his face a mod again.
Broken freaking racist?
Yeah. Broken about to be a mod. This is when a boy becomes a man. Hell yeah, bros. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Ryan Van Vliet. Welcome to this edition of Vleeties. We're live on twitch.tv/Real Vleeties. Right now I'm in the midst of my fourth and potentially final fantasy draft. Perhaps. We're not sure yet. I'm thinking this is the last one. For a long time. Ooh, yeah. MJF was robbed. Yeah. And he will never get over it. Uh-huh. He has grit. Uh-huh. Absolutely. That All Out, which we'll get to, by the way. What a weird night All Out was. But yeah, my name is Ryan Van Vliet, the other half of the whole effing show. Thank you so much for coming in and hanging out. Make sure that you can absolutely follow. You can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, subscribe on Spotify. There's no way to not hear me. I should be in your face wherever I go. So, yeah, everyone, you are catching me during a fantasy draft. I told my buddies, like, hey, it might not be the best time, but there's no time like the present. So they wanted to do this draft now. I said, let's do it. I thought we'd be in the later rounds by now, but we have a minute and 15 seconds for picks. Like, I feel like I did some drafts this week that were like 45. What's the most ridiculous and most reasonable fantasy draft times? Because to me, I think a minute is fair. I think that's enough time. Everyone should already have their other picks ready to go. Nathan Weller dropping a boom on me to start the event. But goodness gracious. Yeah, I think Thanks for Life in the chat agrees 1 minute. Zach, you're here, my friend. What's your stance? Do you have an opinion?
What's going on, bro?
I
think a minute is fair.
Right.
But I also think you should be prepared and not take a minute. So
yeah, like
I don't know.
I take a minute sometimes just out of strategy. Like I'm just like, no, screw you guys. I'm gonna like, especially me being for everyone who knows, I am the 12th pick of this draft. I'm the last pick, so I have 2 picks in a row. So yeah, I take a full minute to make my pick, and then what's good?
All the time.
That's I don't want you to forget. That's also a hydrate for you, and I see you drinking the Roja. So I think it's only appropriate that you sip on that Roja. So immediately jumping into it, I'm going to keep an eye on this fantasy draft. You'll hear a really loud beep-ding. And let me just go and see what's in my queue. But yeah, because we need to look at this queue and see who's even available. See, I'm still 10 picks away from making a pick. And you've been with me for a half hour already. Goodness gracious. 10 picks still? I mean, I know it takes if there's 12 of us, I got to wait, 20 picks before it gets back to me? But that seems so ridiculous. I'm just like, oh my gosh, still. I've been waiting for 10 minutes to make a pick, and now I have to wait another 10 minutes. So it's kind of one of those benefits of being last is you have plenty of time.
I got Matty Spice. He said he played a boom, but it didn't play, so I
Nathan Weller's played, but I'll make sure that we get interrupted by it at some point.
Because especially TWFS, my bits get robbed all day, every day, and I'm not happy about
I'm not saying the system's perfect. It's definitely not a perfect system. Nathan Weller cheered 50 bits. He says, I'm upset that you gave in to Maddie. You took down the Gator flag. Hunter in the chat. Hunter is requesting a hydrate. I'm drinking a Truly. What's your stance on Truly, Zach? Are these not as manly as everyone pretends they are?
That's a White Claw knockoff?
Yes, it is. It's the I don't know what the differences really are. Like I always have to look like who is pushing this one. Matty Spice 25 bits. He says F the Gators. He doesn't like Aaron Hernandez.
Spice. Oh my God, what is he doing? He's gonna
No, absolutely. And then Hunter, thank you for this. I miss you, sir. Hunter, I was saving this announcement for later on, but since we're at the top of the show, I think it's appropriate that I just say it right here because everybody needs to know. So there is what's called a Twitch, okay? And if you're subscribed on Twitch, you're going to have access to Discord, which will have exclusive shows on there, exclusive content. And the newest one of these exclusive shows is the Anime Hole. Now, I think it's the most appropriate name for a show ever, the Anime Hole, referencing me falling into just being obsessed with anime and then falling out of that hole. Like right now, I'm kind of in the hole. Right now, I'm watching Trigun. Trigun's hilarious. It's fun. And then Nathan Weller in the chat, who did you take with your first pick in this draft? I went Joe Mixon because I feel like he's on all my teams this year, so it's easy to draft him because it's like, you know how you kind of watch the season and you're like, fuck, I hate Joe Mixon. He's killing me in this league. But in this league, I have Joe Mixon, so it's great.
This is
not good. Oh, boy. Oh, looks like a hype train is being started. Thank you, Quigley Johnson. Oh, boy. And so, yeah, Hunter and I are going to sit down, and we're going to discuss some of our favorite animes. We're going to watch Berserk from Netflix, and we're going to review that for everybody. So if you have a anime that you think we should watch, I'm going to watch 2 to 3 episodes to get the feel for it. And then we're going to do a show. We'll let you know where we're at, how we like it. And then that'll slowly progress into, okay, this show's amazing. Like, I can't imagine if I was able to have, like, a weekly conversation with Hunter. Like, okay, I watched 10 episodes this week. Are you ready? And then I would just unload on him with all this stuff. So, Hunter, get ready, because you're already signed up for that. All right? If you ever can't make it, somebody better fucking make it. Dix for Life has a shout-out in the chat from 2 minutes ago. He says, Matt freaking Hardy. Matt Hardy, who had one of the oddest matches I've ever seen. We'll just say it like that with Sammy Guevara. I don't all the way know what happened. I know Kevin has gotten into it a little bit. I'm still unsure of everything that went down. And then another shout-out, 2021 NFL MVP. He's calling Phillip Rivers. Are you going to sign that off? Are you going to co-sign that, Zach? Do you think that Phillip Rivers has the potential to do this?
Absolutely not. Philip Rivers has been over the hill for at least 5 years now, and this is for Nathan and Maddie. Maddie's pissed me off. I always support Nathan, and now I'm wearing the Gators flag.
And for everyone listening via podcast, yeah, he has draped himself in the blue, green, and orange.
Like the Olympics.
Yeah.
Like, this is what's happening.
You look like Michael Jordan covering the Reebok logo. Like, you just don't want anyone to see that you're actually wearing something else, so you have a big Gator flag to, like cover you up. Like, I see you have, like, a Trump flag and a Blue Lives Matter flag, but, like, right now you're probably wearing, like, a Vote Blue shirt, and you got to cover it up with, like, your Gator flag. Like, don't look at me! And Nathan Weller says, much better, Geezy. He loves the Gators. I don't have any disrespect for the Gators. I just can't believe Aaron Hernandez went there and they couldn't straighten him up. He still had these weird underlying problems.
For a long time.
Soup Daddy 15.
Oh.
Welcome to the show. Thank you for following. Let's hop into wrestling, why don't we, while we're all here. Since we're 10 minutes in, and I'm still 4 picks away from making 2 consecutive picks, so we can at least touch on one thing. The Authors of Pain. The Authors of Pain have finally been released from the WWE. Why? What happened? Now, here's the thing, Zach. You probably don't even know who these guys are, but there are 2 dudes that are probably like 6'4", 6'5", 300 pounds. 2 big-ass, like, Middle Eastern guys. And they were pretty much a ripoff of The Shield. Nathan Weller, 25 bits. And he says, what video are you going to add to the Fiend theme today? Don't worry. There's plenty of footage that we can always throw the Fiend song to. So, yeah, we'll see what comes up. Caleb, you're Soup Daddy. I love you, my friend. Welcome to the discussion.
This is not good.
Oh boy! And yeah, Hunter, I will let you know, my friend. We'll get together and make that happen. So, Zach, these guys get released. It seems like it's really late because these guys haven't been on TV for months. They were part of. Now you know who Buddy Murphy is. You know who Seth Rollins is. These 2 guys were part of that group. The Monday Night Messiah had more followers than just one guy. He had these 2 hosses, these 2 big bad motherfuckers, and for some reason, they were just off TV for months. I don't know if another one of them got hurt. But to trace their problems back even further, and it's on the screen here, they had Paul Ellering with him. So we got Nathan Weller in the chat. I think they got released because they kept getting injured, which is okay. And yeah, broken freaking neck in the chat. How's your voice? I am suffering from, I think, allergies. It's either, what do we mark it up to, Zach? It's either allergies or COVID, right? Like, those are the only 2 options.
Now for a lesson. You may have heard
Easy.
these words
This is a good
before,
one. Now we can take
but
some
I'll
time.
teach you what they really mean. Go beyond. Plus.
What's happening? Oh, and just like that.
Here we go.
Just like that, it's my turn to draft. So let's see. I have
Oh boy.
4 running backs already. Thank you so much for the bits. Yeah, it says All Out was awful. Vleeties is raiding. I gotta make a pick. I got a minute.
What is going on?
Let's see what tight ends are available. I normally don't take a tight end like on purpose, but if Evan Ingram is available, that's what I'm getting. He's available, and his ADP is 86. I'm at pick 84, so he's queued up. We're gonna get him.
This is
Not good. Oh boy. It says I missed the train, but I appreciate the bits, my friends. Then let's see what other guys are available, though, because I think we have 2 flex positions this year. So why would I not look at Jamison Crowder? I don't know. Deontay Johnson? I don't think so. Sonya Michelle. Leonard Fournette's probably gone already, right?
Should sing a
Song for Vleeties.
I should sing
Quigley
it
Johnston.
before. If
Much
I
appreciated,
had
mi amigo.
a single
Philip Lindsay.
He'd play them all. I wish I
Hey, Joe Bro, hurry.
No, I got Evan Ingram.
really low.
I might draft another tight end just to fuck with everybody.
Because I'm baritone. It's not
The whole fucking show.
Just please. And I really want to know where Kevin goes. Way back in the day.
I'm leaning towards another tight end.
My song will have to wait
Don't
till
do
I
it.
get
You're on
back.
tilt.
Dude, another tight end. Noah Fant, Dallas Goedert, Austin Hooper, Hunter Henry. I think Hunter Henry's going to be huge this year, but you're right. Let's get out of here. Let's go into Jamison Crowder might be a sleeper pick, right? Let's do it! I think we're going Jamison Crowder. Or what about CeeDee Lamb? CeeDee Lamb, Darius Slayton, Henry Ruggs.
Ooh, it's
What-
a keeper league. Go with rookies.
You're right. Let's get Hunter Henry. Let's do it! 2 tight ends in a row. Hunter Henry, welcome to the squad. Evan Ingram, welcome to the squad. I'm open for trades. These are the guys that are going to turn into fucking... I'm going to get somebody great out of this, all right? Someone's going to make a stupid move, and I'm going to trade for fucking Julio Jones, and I'm going to lose Hunter Henry or something. So, yeah, while we were gone... Thank you so much. So much shit's happening. Geezy is wearing an orange beanie. And yeah, Mount Boy Bloom, thank you for the sub, my friend. Those go a long way. That means you'll have access to the anime hole. You'll have casts from the past where I just finished listening to the Slam of the Week Part 1, or the first episode ever of the Slam of the Week. And also, I even listened to, we listened to the first part and the second part. It was like an hour and 20-minute episode, so I split it into parts. Vleeties lies and doesn't give us the tan sounder. Here's what we're going to do, guys. Get in Discord and make me a list of the sounders that you want, that you need. The ones that are needed, not wanted. And give me those sounders, and I will make them sure. I'll make sure we get them on Thursday. All right? I had to go back to work today. I actually worked from the office today, Zach. It wasn't a normal day. All right? It was a weird day. So, let's go through.
COVID's a possibility now.
COVID might be. I was there for...
what's good? Bitches, you online. Check my watch, baby, money all the time.
I'm taking a sip with you on that one because I am parched. It's going to be a long show. There's plenty to get to. We're 20 minutes in, and I haven't touched on anything other than the fucking dumbass Authors of Pain. So let's get into the meat. AJ Styles is probably not happy, but WWE has banned all superstars from using third-party revenue streams, including Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, if you can get paid on that, Instagram modeling, all that stuff has been taken away by the WWE. Now, Zach, I don't think you were like aware of how being a WWE superstar worked. You're not like an employee. You know, there's not like a human resources department. But this release, this new thing that they're doing, I feel like 100%. I mean, if I was a superstar who wanted to do that for fun and on the side and you can make money doing that, AJ Styles and Zelina Vega are both currently live. Thank you, Nathan Weller. Yeah, they're as live for as long as they can. They have 30 days left, and I wonder if they're talking about it on their Twitch streams, because what the fuck? Why would they do that? Why would they not let these superstars do that? It gives them a chance to interact with the crowd. They make some extra money. This is communism, Zach. Am I starting to turn on my best friend, Vince McMahon? Hydrate for Maddie Spice. Zach, what do you think? Like, to me, this is complete bullshit. This is like, they're not actually employees. You can't force them to do any of this, but if they want to keep working there, they're not allowed to do this.
Dude, this is like NCAA level. I don't get it. So the biggest thing that threw me off is like they don't get health care. That you're in a business where you can crack your skull any day and they don't get health care. So you're telling me every time they're wheeled off in an ambulance, they're paying cash for that?
Nathan
That
Weller,
was crazy.
Nathan Weller in the chat says, "No, we love Vince McMahon," and I thought we did, but he has been known to kind of do dumb shit like this. And yeah, he knows that he doesn't have the monopoly anymore, but in the past he was able to get around this. Like, they've had several storylines explaining to commoners why unions are bad, and now I'm on the fence with unions. This isn't red pill time, so we won't talk about that. But he's done several things to make sure that wrestlers don't unionize. And yeah, they don't have healthcare. They have the wellness policy. So if they are injured, obviously the surgery is taken care of and the rehab is all taken care of because they want you to come back. You're allowed to go to, if you go to rehab, it's completely covered by them. Truly. So, I mean, you're not completely just left out in the dark if you tear your ACL. Like, no, they make sure that you get taken care of. There's been wrestlers that have had their lives saved because of the wellness policy. Whether they, Great Khali had elevated enzymes in his liver. MVP had like a heart murmur that he never even knew about. So there's all kinds of shit that being in the WWE does help you. You have that wellness policy. You have access to doctors. Even though allegedly some of those doctors tell you to wrestle with a staph infection, they give you a Z-Pack and say, "No, you're good to go. You're fine. Just get out there and wrestle. Get out there and wrestle, damn it." So I do think that this will deter a lot of people from wanting to be here because Twitch is fun. And you see Penelope Ford, you see Kip Sabian, you see all these other all elite wrestling wrestlers all on Twitch. And AEW is even playing into it that their roster is being encouraged to be on Twitch. Their roster is even allowed to wrestle in other companies if it doesn't interfere with TV tapings. So I think that the era of WWE trying to almost monopolize the industry and, use socialist tactics to keep the talent where they want them. Come on, man. Am I crazy? Let's get blue pilled a little bit. Vince is fucking with these guys.
This is what retribution is. They're Antifa against this healthcare system in wrestling.
Yeah, they want to tear it down. They've been neglected. We've all been pushed aside. And now this is our time to come back in and take it. Now, this gimmick would work if... Now, we all remember at the beginning of this whole quarantine, they released like 11 superstars. Now, if none of those superstars showed up anywhere, this would make sense. I believe it would have 100% make sense. But let's see. Oh, yeah. I got a catfish, yeah. How about you, huh? I got a catfish. Whoop-dee-doo, dig it! So, yeah, let me see if I can make, let's see. Mod broken freaking neck. Get in there. Get in there, broken freaking neck. Broken freaking racist. And do it! Just do it! Make me proud!
Do it!
Make me proud, you schlub! Get in there and make it happen, you schlub! So, yeah, absolutely. This is huge to me because I think a lot of wrestlers are now going to be deterred from just assuming that there's only one place to work. Sonic Gino has donated 25 bits and he says, I would like to recommend Konosuba and Gintama for 2 good animes that we should check out. Yeah. Konosuba and Gintama. Remember those, Zach, because I'm going to be watching those with my friend Hunter. So we're gonna be watching those, getting our anime on, because you have to get your wrestling on. You have decades to get caught up on. So get ready, all right? So Maddie Spice in the chat. This stream is going to shit because broken. Broken freaking neck is a sub now, or he's the mod.
This is your last chance, broken.
Get in there and
Don't
make it
fuck
work.
up.
He's gonna make it work. He's gonna do a good job. We had a very, very, very long talk, and he gave me a topic for tonight that we're gonna get to in a little bit. So let's get into some other sports. Let's get into some college football because the Big Ten's ready to play. Ohio State says let's fucking do it. Jim Harbaugh says let's do it. Jim Harbaugh says we need.
Look at that face. That face is not scared of COVID.
This guy says we need 2 weeks and we'll be ready to go. Like he's ready to go. This man is ready for some football. And I don't know why they're not letting these kids play. Let the kids play, coach. This is like when Coach Carter put a lock on the gym. So over the weekend, we pointed out the hypocrisy of the University of Michigan president, Dr. Mark Schlizzle, Mr. Cheezel. He was an alleged, or we don't need to read that part. Why is it safe for 40,000 students to be on campus? They're all going to class. They're on campus. Why can't the teams play? Why can't the team play football? What is it, 90 guys? How come the 90 guys who would either be in classrooms or all around campus, they can't play games on the field? Now, conspiracy theory, Zach. Is Michigan better if they don't play this season? Now, the reason I say that is for the past couple years, they have been 100% the bitch of Ohio State. Like, just the bitch. Now, that doesn't take away from go blue. Everyone loves Michigan as far as like that. This was my alma mater. There's a lot of pride in the University of Michigan. Are they better off sitting this season out and just letting people have a year of we don't have to worry about losing to Ohio State. We don't have to worry about losing to Michigan State. We have almost a hall pass to not need to play football this year. Because otherwise, why wouldn't they? There's all these other teams that want to play, and it seems like they're the powerhouse of the Big Ten who's like, nah, we're good. I think Wisconsin's also like, nah, we don't want to play. But if Michigan pulls the trigger and says, look, everyone's on campus anyway. The players want to play. Let's just do it. And then, Nathan Weller, whoa, Vleeties. Ayako's going to be very upset the way I said that. That's true. I am shitting on Michigan a little bit, all right? I think Michigan's fine for a long time. Subi 15. Welcome to the party, Mike. What is going on, bro? But Zach, am I crazy? Is that a far off conspiracy? Can't you see Michigan like not wanting to play just because they know if we have another year where we lose to Ohio State, our program takes a huge dip. If we just sit this season out, hang out, wait until we get some better recruits, we might have a better chance next year rather than this year.
Dude, I don't think so. I think it makes sense for Jim Harbaugh because he's on the hot seat, bro. He's been He's been so hyped since he's been there, and he just hasn't delivered at all. Like you said, he's been demolished by, my opinion, the GOAT coach, Gator Nash, Urban. But, yeah, like, he should take the year off because he's got to rethink what he's doing. But I don't know, dude. The best argument I heard, I don't remember who it was, and it was actually the opposite. It's like these colleges that aren't letting students on campus, you've created a bubble for the athletes, so why don't you let them play?
Yeah, they're all.
I didn't think of it that way at all. It's like they're there alone. Why can't they play?
They're on campus. I mean, the Pac-12 has 15-minute COVID testing. So if the Pac-12 can figure that shit out, there's got to be other universities that can master that science. And again, the only reason I think Michigan is sitting this out is because there is a legitimate reason to be afraid of playing Ohio State, to be afraid of playing Wisconsin, Michigan State. If they have another bad year, and sure, they can blame it on COVID, but they can't afford another bad year. Especially, you're right, especially Harbaugh. Now, Harbaugh wants to play. Oh, yeah. Oh, Ed Orgeron, go Tigers. Yeah, I have a coach with my allergies.
Do it. Just do the Ed Orgeron.
Go Tigers.
Doesn't matter.
Go
Just
Tigers. Go Tigers. That sounds just like him, by the way. He does have I love that voice. I can't believe USC had their fucking mittens on Coach O, but because he talked like this and it's about the state of Louisiana, go Tigers. Like, just because he talked like that, they kind of decided, nah, you don't fit like the Hollywood kind of coach. We want to have like a Pat Riley, and you're more like a not Pat Riley. Like, we need a Pat Riley up in here.
Dumb things.
And I'll do dumb things again. Thank you, Zach, for the bits. Thank you, Quigley, for the bits. He does sound like Joey Diaz a little bit. But yeah, let me hear some Coach O real quick, because yeah, it's hilarious whenever he talks. Go Tigers.
Well, it sounds like, do you remember Smoking Aces?
I do. You know what? I don't think I ever saw that movie.
Wow.
Yeah, it had Common in it.
Coach, what is your opinion on your players live streaming and things in your locker room?
I wish that wouldn't happen. Yeah, that shouldn't happen. And I addressed the player that did it. He felt bad about it. Those they so used to having those phones on them all the time. I mean, we have pregame meal, and I said, okay, well, you turn your phones off just a little bit, so we can say the prayer. So we say the prayer and we'll back on that phone. So, I think that's just the product of today. Everybody carries their phone with them all the time. I don't think it was done with malintent or nothing like that. So I addressed it with the young man. I don't think it's happening again.
And as far as what got out, a lot of you fans love it.
Yeah.
Then, what's your opinion on what got out?
Well, the things that I say outside to the media is those are the things that I want to get out. And if I wanted that to get out, I said that outside. But, you get emotional. You talk to your team, it's your family, just like we all talk to our family. We talk around the dinner table, we say some things that's outside the family we don't say. And it was no means to hurt anybody or nothing like that. It was just a fiery moment, a very emotional moment with our team. That's all that was.
Yeah, that voice, I would play for this guy. I think he could fire me up real good. There's no way that you don't hear a guy get like this raspy ass voice. If he ever says anything like with any passion, you're like, we need to fucking win. All right, this is it. This is our moment. This is your moment. Like, this is a huge time in our lives. Why isn't this working out for all of us? So absolutely. But again, college football can be back. Fauci has said that it can be back. So these states that are holding back for some reason, it makes no sense. Michigan makes a ton of money from television rights on these games.
Go on, catch the buzz, feel the sting.
Oh, I'm drafting. I got to draft some players. Holy shit.
Oh, no.
Forgot this was going on the side. Okay. I need a quarterback. I need a defense, and I need all my bench spots filled. I normally don't get a quarterback for, like, ever because Cam Newton's still on the board.
Defenses are left.
Dude, don't draft a defense till
what kickers are left?
Well, I don't even get kickers or defenses until after the draft. I just dropped 2 guys. Let me see if John Brown's still available because he's one of my favorite sleepers. He always does really well for me. So John Brown is available. And so is Jerry Jeudy, though. Isn't Jerry Jeudy going to have a good year? Is he going to sneak up on us? Or what?
Where did he go?
He went to Denver. So it's like him and Cortland Sutton. What else do they have? And then Henry Ruggs is in Vegas, the Raiders. That might be fun. But I feel
Derek Carr sucks.
Yeah, I feel like John Brown's the easy slam dunk for me right here. I'm going to draft John Brown. Now I'm going to go look at the flex positions. Sony Michel, not going to get. Henry Ruggs on the fence. I'll put him in the queue just in case. Anthony Miller, no. Alan Lazard, no. Patterson, no. No. I guess I can go look.
You're thinking the Lizard King?
Dude, Austin Hooper. Let's get more tight ends. Why are we not getting more tight ends? Nathan Weller in the chat says that he doesn't trust Drew Lock, and that's the best thing about me and Nathan Weller is that we completely 100% fucking agree on that. He's just one of those guys where he had a couple good games, but he kind of maybe showed his hand a little too much where they're like, okay, basic pocket quarterback, make some big plays, get some good reads downfield. We got him figured out. Now, if I draft Austin Hooper, because I feel like I could draft Cam Newton later. I might as well pick him up now because I'm not going to pick for another 20 minutes. So Cam Newton is the starter, everybody. Week 6 is going to be a fucking nightmare, but it doesn't matter because there's all these other weeks. So, yeah, Cam Newton, welcome to the squad, brother. I'm excited. So, Zach, let's go through it. You and I are in 2 fantasy leagues together, so let's address some of the fantasy fallout. Now, this was some of the things I've seen going around is like the odd valuing of some players by Yahoo versus where they're valued at on NFL.com leagues, ESPN leagues, because I'm all Yahoo this year. This is probably the first year in my entire career where I am all Yahoo. So everyone seems to be like Josh Allen is like, dude, slam dunk. He's a scrambling quarterback. We need to have Josh Allen on our team. And I just am not sold on him. And I think a lot of other fantasy experts outside of Yahoo aren't either. Like, just let's just go player right now. What do you think? Is Josh Allen as good as everyone's telling me?
So last year, I don't know if you know, I did 160 waiver wire transactions last year. Most of those quarterbacks, but I did stream Josh Allen a couple times. He's got that potential. It's all matchup. He's not a draft him, start him every week quarterback for sure, but he does get some good matchups where he can rut for a little red pill for a white boy. He can rush quarterback.
Yeah, his whiteness does not show when he's running around. Like he looks more like his blackness pops out when he's running around. And I just look at Josh Allen as somebody who, yeah, sure, he had a good year last year, but if you're a coach, your offense doesn't look like that ever again. You never have this guy running around for his dear life again. You never have him, making the plays that he had to make. He was the leading rusher for the team. You know what I mean? Like, it's one of those things where it's like, he's not supposed to be this way. So although he had a good fantasy year last year, when real football kicks in, you have to not let him do that ever again.
But, dude, he's got Stephon Diggs now.
That's what I'm saying. So now he's got Stephon Diggs. He's got John Brown. He's got Devin Singletary, who's going to be better. Like, he has some weapons now, whereas in the past it's been like, okay, you figure it out. Like, that's just, you're going to be the person that has to go do it yourself. So I look at him as one of those overrated guys, and I've avoided him in like every single fucking draft. Like, I've just never thought about getting him. Now, some of the other guys that I've avoided, I don't know why. Julio Jones to me is not as great as Julio Jones was 5 years ago. Like, Julio is consistently Ultimate Warrior, hurt, heal. That was good. My voice is gonna be thrashed, man. I got snot running out my nose, and I'm just kind of sucking it in, like, just so I don't have to wipe it. So Zach, am I crazy? Like, when you look at like Julio Jones in particular, he's rated up there really high. Some of these other guys, like, I think Devontae Adams is great, but why is Julio Jones ranked higher? It's like, who kind of makes those decisions as far as like this? When they're ranking receivers and doing those projections, I just don't see how some of these guys are going to automatically have more points than each other. Like, I look at the Packers, like, their receivers are as follows: Devontae Adams. I go to the Falcons, and you're like Julio Jones, and then you can even throw in Calvin Ridley Jr. So, I don't know. In your opinion, is Julio Jones still like that number 1 or number 2 receiver in fantasy?
Dude, I avoided him this year. I think I got Devontae Adams in 2, if not all 3 of my leagues. But I had Julio last year, and it's just frustrating because, like, he'll have wide receiver 1 weeks, but there's weeks where he just disappears. I don't know if it's. I don't think it's him. I think it's just their offense. Like, And I don't even think it's Matt Ryan. I don't think like Matt Ryan's ignoring him. I just think that like they don't. Ever since they lost, this is biased as a Patriots fan, but ever since they lost devastatingly to the Patriots, like their offense is just all over the place.
Sure.
'Cause they lost Shanahan after that too. So I don't know. I think Julio as a talent is a number one. Like he's as good as you can get. I just think they haven't figured haven't figured their offense out.
Sure. No, 100%. And yeah, I think that after they had that huge loss in the Super Bowl, it was like a lull. They had like a lull phase where they weren't sure like what their identity was anymore. I think with the addition of Todd Gurley, I think that opens things up for Calvin Ridley a little more than it does for Julio. Because I don't know if Julio's still going to be that guy going over the top. He's a big body guy who's probably going to be running more slants, ins and outs than a speedy Calvin Ridley who's going deep, the home run hitter. So,
well, you know also who they added at fullback this year.
Mike Allstott.
Keith Smith.
That's true. They went out and got Keith Smith, former Cowboy, former Raider.
Charter Oaks only.
Current player in the NFL, right? Isn't there any? We had Jason. I can't even remember his name. Jason David. We had Jason David in the NFL.
Jason David. He won a Super Bowl for the Colts.
He won a Super Bowl, and he went to our freaking high school. And I didn't draft him this year. I remember when we did those drafts where we had a couple defensive backs. Everyone would kind of get like Jason David as their DB. And I was like, no, I'm getting whoever's playing safety for the Packers because they're going to be thrown all over, and he's going to make 81 tackles. So that was who I'd always go for as my defensive back.
Dude, the best was like me and Jason David are friends on, we're friends on Instagram when I was still on Instagram because he played on my brother's CIF championship team, and so I've always been somewhat close to him as like a family friend.
Right.
And I think like I was on some random Instagram page where it was giving like stupid NFL facts, and it talked about the season he went to the Saints after they won the Super Bowl. And it's like he gave up more points. Like you could have put no corner in the game, and he gave up more points than that on average.
Oh, no.
And I tagged him. I was like, dude, you're going to let him burn you like this? And he just laughed at it.
Wow. Hey, it's not easy being
hilarious.
the DB there. Yeah, it's not easy. But
New Orleans defense is rough.
they've always been, but I like that about them. It's all shootouts and it's all gunslinger. It's just let's fucking play some football. Let's get back into wrestling for 1 second. All Elite Wrestling had their, I guess their biggest pay-per-view. This is kind of their WrestleMania. All Out. This was their, I think it's the second installment of All Out because they did All In and then they did All Out. So this was another All Out. And Zach, I haven't like introduced you to All Elite Wrestling yet. I haven't like made you watch this one yet. Do not start with All Out. It was the worst fucking show I think I've ever like. First of all, it opens with this dentist match. No, even more. Get the fucking red pills out. The red pills out. It opens with Big Swole, who is African American, and she has a BLM armband as she's marching into a dentist office. And it's like, what is happening? Like, what is wrestling? What is wrestling if we're having armband fucking march into the dentist office? And they had this awful cinematic brawl that was so boring and so terrible that I stopped watching it about 3 minutes in. I was like, oh no, this is going to be really bad. So I didn't even finish it. Nathan Weller messaged me like immediately, like, what the fuck was that? Like he immediately like had to message me like, what did we just watch? And yeah, in the chat, Nathan Weller says, fuck Big Swole. And honestly, yeah, fuck Big Swole. Like her whole gimmick has been terrible. She called Nyla Rose brother. Because she knew that, hey, this person used to be a man. This will drum up some attention. And this paper, Matt Hardy, by the way, and if there's one thing to watch, don't watch the Matt Hardy thing. The Matt Hardy thing is so stupid. Did you hear any news about this?
I saw him slam his head on the concrete.
He slams his head on the concrete, and then they do this really awkward, like, okay, the match is over. You killed Matt Hardy. And then Matt Hardy's like, well, hold on, my career's on the line. So instead of doing like, hey, we'll figure this out in post, they let Matt Hardy go back out there, and then like one move later, now Sammy has to do like, well, all right, well, I'm getting buried because, Sammy could have went another 3 hours, but he had to just fucking, like, it looked like he could have been sipping coffee when he fell through that like table of the stage or whatever. Like, all right, whatever, fuck this. Like, this is more of his punishment for making the rape joke. It was awful. It was terrible. And then I remember like COVID.
COVID, bro.
COVID, bro.
Oh my
It could
God.
be.
Go get tested.
Here, you talk. You tell me what you think about All Elite Wrestling. What do you think, bro?
I don't know. I think they probably should have not used scaffolding and be a little more professional and not missing both tables. It wasn't even one table. It was two tables. He smacked his damn head. And then I saw they did claim he passed concussion protocol, of which there's no way.
There's no way. Yeah.
What protocol is there?
They have like the Pac-12 version of concussion testing where it takes like a minute. They just do it real fast. So it was a disaster. I really was shocked that they had a pay-per-view this bad, because I really shouldn't have turned it on until we had the Hikaru Shida versus Thunder Rosa match. Like the women's title match, I thought was great. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a well-wrestled match. And I was just wondering, like, why didn't this open the show? Like a fast-paced women's championship match, get the people going. But instead you did that weird cinematic fucking dentist match where, you know, Big Swole's kind of the heel in this rivalry. That's the other thing, is like she's been the heel. Yeah, I was shocked. I was shocked by the whole presentation. And then the tag match I thought was really good. I thought the Revival versus Kenny and Hangman was a great match. I thought everyone did a great job in that match. And then Moxley and MJF, everyone tells me it was great. I was so fucking burnt out. Nathan Weller says the only thing that made it good was Kevin's companion. And absolutely, if you go listen to the companion, it'll add to it. I tuned in a little bit live because I was just done with this pay-per-view, especially MJF and Moxley. I had no interest. I don't really like Moxley as champion. MJF is an easy heel. He's good, but he's easy. And I was just watching this thing like, I already know Moxley's going to win. I don't really give a fuck. They're not going to do anything that wows me in the ring anyway. So I thought this was ultimately, like, we just watched SummerSlam, we just watched Payback, and then we watched this. And I was like, uh-oh. This may have been the worst of the three pay-per-views. Like, All Elite Wrestling is normally the one that like is going to surprise us and give us something we've never seen before. But instead, it felt like a WWE pay-per-view, and it felt like a shitty one. It wasn't good at all. So don't start there. Now, Zach, here's what we're going to do. You know what's coming up. You know what our main event is for our wrestling discussion.
Get a look at greatness.
Nathan Weller says the Casino Battle Royale. Why is Will Hobbs not being used better? What is this about? Why do you have an awesome-looking, big-ass black dude, and he's like a jobber? Like, what are we doing? Give him a vignette. Let him show some character. So, Zach, here's what we have. We have our top 10 wrestlers ever. I'm dying to hear yours because, like, now I said we should just do 5, but you insisted that we go ahead and we go all out and we get 10. We get 10 of them done. But here's what we're going to do. Because I need to blow my fucking nose so bad. And then, yeah, Nathan Weller in the chat. Nathan, it's not even about a drink. It's about my nose has so much snot in it right now that I need to blow it out. I almost blew it into my shirt. I was at that point, Zach, where I was like looking at it. I was like, dude, I'm going to fucking do it. I almost did it. So what we're going to do.
Just do it!
Oh, shit. I got some picks coming up, too. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We are going to blow our nose real quick. We're going to take a 60-second break. That'll be... Oh, the pick is about to fucking happen. Okay, let's wait for the pick. Caleb's going to make a pick, and then I'm going to go. So here we go. Let's wait for this pick. Because, Zach, I'm not looking at very much talent left on this thing. Now, I'm thinking of Boston Scott as like a sleeper running back. Because this is a deep league. And if Miles Sanders is hurt all year, I think Boston Scott is a huge steal. But who fucking cares?
Miles Sanders is hurt all year. I'm screwed.
That's what I mean. And then Boston Scott.
I got him in like every league.
Blow your nose on camera. Blow it for us. I'll bring the toilet paper
How
back.
many bits is it going to cost to blow
Yeah,
your
fucking
nose on
donate a
camera?
lot. Oh, yeah. Randy Savage in the house, y'all. Oh, yeah. That was during the original Vleeties episodes, right? I don't know. We're going to find that out. I'll blow my nose on camera, but first, I need to make these fucking picks, and then I'll go grab the tissue, and then we're going to fucking blow our noses so hard. Yeah, and I even...
no, you got Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior! Imagine being an 80... Oh, wait. Imagine being an 80-degree heat. Damn it. Okay. I'll read it in a second, Maddie. Maddie was at All Out, and it was fucking terrible. And he had to be there and, like, watch the dentist match. Are we getting LaShawn McCoy? LaShawn McCoy's on the board. Man, these are
Yikes.
These are slim pickings at the end. But Adrian Peterson,
Take a quarterback.
dude. Adrian Peterson's on the board.
Didn't he get cut?
Yeah, but he's on the Lions now.
Oh,
Who are the Lions
Okay.
running backs?
take Stafford over Adrian Peterson.
I'm taking a flyer on Peterson. When the GOAT is there, you got to get the GOAT. It's just the rules. Now I can't find him. Where did he go?
Somebody else took him.
All right, so let's go ahead and go to quarterbacks. We'll get a backup. We'll get Tom Brady as our backup quarterback. Not bad.
Not bad.
What do you mean not bad? That's great.
He's gonna be better than Cam.
I know. That's why it's an awesome pick. Fucking value prop, bro. Fucking value prop, bro. And then I'm thinking Adrian Peterson is the go-to right here.
Don't do it. Who else is left?
Dude, Boston Scott. It's Boston Scott. It's
Yeah, I thought you already have like 5 running backs.
that's how fantasy football works, dude. I load up on running backs. They get all the points. It's either another
What wide receivers are left?
stupid question. Austin Hooper's left. Should we get Austin Hooper? Get that tight end. Get that third tight end on the roster.
My God.
Mike Williams is left. Cordell Patterson's
Take
left.
a kicker or defense. Round it
Stupid,
out.
stupid, dude. This is the 13th round. Let's take a flyer on Adrian Peterson. Fucking man up. Or we get Austin Hooper. We can get another tight end and just really fucking go for that strategy. Imagine if I have 3 starting tight ends. I got Hooper, I got a Hunter Henry, and Evan Ingram. Somebody's knocking on my door.
Doubt it.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Hooper! 3 tight ends! 3 tight ends! Fuck a kicker, fuck a defense, fuck a Papa Doc, fuck a clock, fuck a trailer. So here's what we're going to do. Because I am falling apart here. I need a little bit of a break. We are going to run a 60-second commercial. And when we get back, we are going to talk about our top 10 favorite wrestlers in the whole entire United States. Are you ready to do that?
Let's do it.
60 seconds. All right, hit the button. Now I'm going to play a song for everybody who's listening on the podcast feed because, yeah, this is, like, dire. I got to go fucking blow this nose so fucking hard. I'll do it on camera, but still.
Get a look at greatness.
25 bits, Vleeties, getting an F for this draft. 3 tight ends. I got 3 of them.
Well, even if you changed, that will never dissolve what you have already done. My weakness grows stronger as you pull me closer. 'Cause you will always be the worst part of me. How can I forget what's impossible to forget? I promise that all emotion you will feel is regret. If you call yourself open, adore yourself apart. You fight. You're gutless. Oh. My weakness grows stronger as you
All right, are you guys ready? Here it is. Watch on camera.
You can see chain reaction right now. Oh, that's 100 bits. Somebody needs to donate 100 bits for that blow.
Oh, holy shit, man. Even so, my fucking throat is still falling apart. We might just part one this shit and never talk again.
This is not good. Oh,
Oh, boy.
Thank you so much, Quigley. I'm falling apart. Yeah, let's go ahead and do top 10. And then I have all this red pill shit too, though. That's the only problem. Red pill stuff is a little easier because we can like watch videos, but we'll see. We'll see how we get. So, so Zach. See, I can't even yell. I can't even do my scam pulley energy. So Zach, let's go through this shit together, my friend. I have been watching wrestling almost every day, and that's like not a joke. Almost every single day since like 1999. You watched a little in like 1999, 2000, and then you like took like 20 years off. Yeah, Kevin's right. Blowing your nose did not work. Did not work. So we're gonna have to figure something else out. It's the cords. Kevin's right. It's the fucking cords, bro. Let's get some water going real quick. See if we can fix this. So Zach,
Somebody give him a hydrate.
drink this whole water. So Zach, I'm gonna give you the floor then, so you get to run a little bit, all right? Because I'm more curious about your top 10 wrestlers than I've been curious about any other person's favorite wrestlers, like in my life. Because mine was easy. Like mine took me like 5 minutes. You were like asking me like questions on like how to quantify it, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, so just tell me. Start from number 10, and let's work our way down. Zach, who is your number 10 favorite wrestler of all time?
Okay, so how you set this up is giving me confidence because we started this as the top 10 greatest, which I was worried about because like I haven't watched wrestling in 15 years. How am I supposed to know who's the greatest?
Right.
If we're going favorite top 10, I'm down. So I'm breaking rules already.
No,
At number 10.
Yeah, this is favorites. I don't. Wrestling's not
Okay.
real. Wrestling's not real, so it's really subjective. Yeah, you can't. you can't make an argument for like who's the best based on how many wins and losses they fucking have.
Okay, so then I'm very confident in this list as far as favorites. So at number 10, I broke the rules already, and I went with the Dudley Boys.
I was kidding. No, and I love the Dudley Boys, and I remember like asking like, are you gonna put tag teams in here? And you were like unsure if that was even allowed. But
I was unsure. That's the only time I broke the rules, but dude, the Dudley Boys, Christian and Edge, and the Hardy Boys TLC match, like I'll never forget that.
No,
I rewatched it when we just started watching wrestling. I was like, fuck, this is so good.
Nathan Weller says you're already getting an F in our draft. So, Quigley saying Bubba or Devon, you get one. And out of those two,
Bubba.
Yeah, I mean, wow, a little bit racist, but either way, no, you can't go wrong with the Dudley Boys. I mean, as far as tag team wrestling goes, that's who you're gonna want to watch matches of. Like, even if they wrestled today, I'd want to watch a Dudley Boys match. Like, it's not necessarily. There's not very many teams that can do that. Like, I don't want to watch the Rock and Roll Express, even though they still wrestle. So. No, they're fine as the number 10 pick. I just think it was funny that you had to like, can I put a tag team? It's like, yeah, dude, if they're your fucking favorite, yeah, put a tag team. Like, if we did top 10 tag teams and you were like Shawn Michaels, like that doesn't fucking count. So it's a little bit of a stretch, but yeah, I think Bubba Ray and Devon. I mean, as far as tag teams go, you can't go wrong in saying that they're the number 1 tag team of all time.
Wow, Nathan. Devon's life matters. It does matter.
Yeah,
but he's not my favorite. I have my own opinion.
Yeah, Devon's important. There's no reason to not love Devon Dudley. So let's get into it. Let's get into your number 9. I'll do my 10 probably another time when my throat isn't gonna rip out of my throat. I don't want the leg to be kicked out of my leg. So I think we're actually gonna take this. We're gonna take this either COVID/allergy thing seriously, and we're probably gonna wait and we're gonna ride off into the sunset. But we're going to take our time going through your list. I think this will give us another half hour of content. So I need you to elaborate for like 6 minutes on each one. That way I can chug another bottle of water. So who's your number 9?
This one was hard. So I did my top 8 pretty easily, and then I got to 9 and 10, and I'm like, oh shit, there's a lot of people left. I don't know what to do. So the Dudley Boys, I was pretty confident in. Unfortunately, like number 9, I'm not super confident, but I got Big Show in number 9.
Wait,
like
no, and that's fine. I just like that you have like no confidence, and then you're like, I mean, I guess I got Big Show at my number 9. You know, like that's how confident.
I feel like I'm drafting at 12, and I'm like, I have good picks, but I'm not sure about them.
Why do you like the Big Show then? Let's just do that. Like, is it just because he's big, or was it like, oh, dude, remember this? Remember when Big Show did this?
I think it's more like Big Show is the metering stick. So like, if anybody took Big Show to the top ropes, or anybody put Big Show on their shoulders, it's like, oh my God, he's got 500 pounds in the air. What's going on? And I mean, he dominated regardless of that.
Up.
But oh no,
it's draft time,
the
dude.
Draft is
I
going.
forgot it was happening. I did
Draft
not.
the Dudley Boys.
I did not get Adrian Peterson, and guess what? Somebody fucking.
Yeah, he's still left because he's shitty.
Somebody got him. He got drafted. See, this league is smart. It's a bunch of smart people. Now, here's the thing. There's a couple good tight ends on the board. No, let's see.
Oh, no.
Mike Williams is one of those guys that I drafted last year, and I fucking regretted it immediately. Robbie Anderson is with Carolina now. Gosh, there's really not a lot left in this pool of guys. Jimmy Graham, Carlos Hyde. Nah, not Carlos Hyde. Who had the most points last year out of this fucking ragtag group of assholes? Devontae Freeman, Cole Beasley, Larry Fitzgerald's just like a fun guy to have. Because even though he keeps getting older, he'll put up points randomly every once in a while. Shit. This is tough. There's like nobody here. What I'm going to do is pick a kicker now. I'll pick a defense because I'm pretty sure. Oh, dude. New England's defense. New England's defense was easy. So, okay. Now let's see. We demand some red pill content. All right. Bro, he wants some fiend content. So we'll make some happen. I'll figure out this whole voice thing.
Well, yeah, I'll carry this top 10 list. You just rest it.
I'm resting. Okay, wait. So now I need to go back to that flex spot. Who are we fucking pulling out of this mishmash of bullshit? Because I think Larry Fitzgerald, Devontae Freeman, is that like a sneaky good pick?
Larry Fitzgerald is still left?
Yeah, Larry Fitzgerald, Cole Beasley. I guess Larry Fitzgerald, right? Because it's like, why not? I mean, at least you have the GOAT on your team. You have one of the GOATs.
He's got some. I mean, you guys made me draft Gronk, so he's got some magic left, I hope.
Dude, I think Fitzgerald is. I think Gronk has been in the Fitzgerald, if we can be frank. But I'm going to put Fitzgerald. I mean, he's. According to ADP, I should be getting Damian Williams right now, which sounds stupid. Jimmy Graham could get another tight end. Or Austin Madison.
Take Larry. Don't get another tight end.
I drafted another tight end. No, I got Larry Fitzgerald. So, yeah, my team as it stands right now. Cam Newton at quarterback. Odell Beckham Jr. at receiver. Stephon Diggs at receiver. Joe Mixon at running back. Kenyon Drake at running back. Evan Ingram at tight end. Cam Akers at running back. All right, flex. Second flex, Devin Singletary. Kicker, none. Defense, defense, New England. First bench spot, Hunter Henry. Second bench spot, John Brown. Third bench spot, Tom Brady. Fourth bench spot, Austin Hooper. And then the fifth and final bench spot is Larry Fitzgerald. Wow. And yeah, Hunter Henry's going to be awesome.
Legend.
And yeah, so now all I'm left with is a fucking kicker. And if anybody knows my draft strategy when it comes to kickers, late bye. That is the only thing I look for, is if your bye week is 13, you are probably getting drafted by me. Much like I can say for Joey Sly of the Carolina Panthers, because I have him in like 2 other leagues, because that's just an easy go-to. Give me somebody who has a late bye week so I don't have to worry about a fucking kicker until until fucking late December. I don't want to worry about kickers, man. All right? I don't give a shit. People over here like, oh, I'm going to get Dan Bailey and Matt Prater. No, you don't. You don't need to get either one of those guys. You need to get Joey Sly, week 13 bye week. So, Zach, you said Big Show. Everybody in the chat was like, what? But you have reasons to like. Go ahead.
I had a couple people that agree with me, so I'm okay with that.
Well,
as long as I got one.
That's just because of his Netflix show. People really like his Netflix show. That's the only real reason. But I will say, when he punched Undertaker in the back of the head at like Unforgiven 2008, I was on board. I was like, that needs to be his finishing move all the time. Take that that giant fist and ram it into the back of somebody's head. I was a huge fan of that. So
well, he also didn't my other boy Money Mayweather, didn't he break his nose?
He did. I mean, and he even said like Big Show said to hit him once, and no, he punches so fast he hit him like 7 times before anyone knew what even happened, and there's no doubt Mayweather's probably the greatest God-gifted boxer ever made. Like, just for his weight class and the way he moves and how fast.
Be careful what you say right now.
What are you about to throw a Pacquiao at me?
No. I'm about to say, don't offend the greatest boxer of all time.
In Floyd Mayweather's weight class, there's a better boxer.
No, I'm saying don't offend Floyd Mayweather.
No,
I'll fight you.
I'm saying he's the best. I'm saying God looked at
okay.
When God made Floyd Mayweather, that was it. That was the perfect boxer. That was all he needed to make. So your number 8 favorite wrestler is Floyd Mayweather. So now who's your number?
I was tempted on putting Mike Tyson in here.
Hey, he was an integral part. You can't deny he was an integral part. He's a WWE Hall of Famer. Why wouldn't he be? So all right. And then in the chat, Floyd Mayweather is the best. People are like shocked. Dude, he shit.
So Mayweather, dude, how about this comparison? Mayweather's like Trump. You just hate him because he's Mayweather. You hate him because he beat women. Anything he did out of the ring was like not great. But at his job, he's one of the greatest ever.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's no denying. Like once he put all that shit in the back of his head, he was able to do some pretty incredible things. Like most athletes, to be honest. If Ray Rice never punched his wife in an elevator, can you imagine how many touchdowns that guy would have had by now? Wow. Like it would.
That's not even that's a Falco punch though. That's not a punch.
No, he fucking got her. I can't believe he got her so good. He didn't even like wind up. It just happened out of nowhere. It was like impressive. So okay, and yeah, he shouldn't. And by the way, if that happened in 2020, we'd be putting fucking Ray Rice on our helmets and celebrating him. like what a fucking martyr. He should have lost his job. Come on. All right, so who else
the
you got?
cops put handcuffs on him.
Yeah, what the hell, man? Who cares about the evidence of the footage? What else you got for me?
Okay, we're on number 8. I feel good about this one. He might be low for some people, maybe not, but he's a classic. I got Hulk Hogan.
What's wrong with Hulk Hogan?
So,
why do you feel like you have to even defend that? Like, obviously, he's in everyone's top 10. He's not in my top 10, but I feel like if you're a wrestling fan.
Wait, why do you defend him and say, well, I mean, he's not my top 10? But
well, my top 10 is different. I don't like Hulk Hogan. No, I'm just saying he's one of the hands down easiest best ever. He was in the NWO. He was red and yellow Hulkamania. Yeah. The reason why he's not in my top 10 is because when I was a kid and I watched like all the WrestleManias in a row, and I finally got to witness that version of Hulk Hogan, there was somebody way better than Hulk Hogan on those shows. And that's why I was like, Hulk Hogan's great, but there's somebody else who's way better who I actually kind of connect to a little bit more. Especially by the way I'm talking right now. I sound just like him according to people in the chat. People are saying Macho Man is fucking here from the grave doing this show right now. So I think that's where I kind of fall, is like, to me in my head. Although I do love some of the comments in the chat, and thank you Nathan for the song, but like Dakota Poland, I'm insulted that Hulk Hogan's on the list, I'm more insulted by Hulk Hogan than Big Show. Like, he likes Big Show more than Hulk Hogan, but you're a little older than some of these children, as we found out on our Discord, and I think that they don't understand, when we were watching wrestling, or at least when you were, I mean, an NWO was what it was, like, Hogan was always kind of when you talked about wrestling, you had to talk about Hulk Hogan. Like there was no way around it.
Yeah, that's the thing is like my list is very heavy Attitude Era, but also we are older than all these kids, so it's like I wasn't like a huge, orange and yellow Hogan fan, but also I did hear stories all the time. My dad grew up in Florida near Clearwater and was in the bar with Hogan all the time.
And he was a
So it's
kick-ass
like a
dude,
child-
right?
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
he was just the dude.
I remember. And you said that was your dad in Clearwater?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, your dad also made me watch, I think, he made me watch all 3 of the Motor City Cobra, Thomas Hitman Hearns, and Marvin Hagler fights. Like, I don't know why. I was at your house one day, and you must have been there. There was no reason for me to be there if you weren't. But for some reason, he was like, Ryan, you like boxing? And I was like, yeah, sure. And he's like, you need to watch this fight. And he just went on YouTube and just started watching boxing matches, like
I might have been blacked out. You never know.
Maybe maybe all of us were blacked out. And I was like walking to the kitchen to get some food. And he was like, Ryan, we need to watch this shit right now. Let's watch Marvin Hagler now. And like all 3 fights were outstanding. And we both were just like, why is boxing not like this anymore? Like, so yeah, Hulk Hogan absolutely is a very understandable pick for anyone's top 10, especially someone who's above the age of 20. Like I think it's easy to like there would be an easy reason to Ryan Tannehill just got drafted. See, these guys are drafting Ryan Tannehill. Guess who number pick 180 is? Can you guess?
Stretch pick. It's probably Ryan Van Vliet.
Joey Sly, bro. I'm getting Joey Sly so hard in a second here. Like if you go down what the picks have been, like Tannehill just went off the board. Kami, that's another kicker. Kami Fairhorn. Somebody got the Rams defense. Somebody got
Nathan Whalen. 26 is not old enough. I'm old enough.
Well, and you know what? I'm 29, and Hogan's not in my top 10. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe 29 is that cutoff point.
You guys missed it.
We just didn't get it. All right, here comes that last pick. All right, Joey Sly, buddy. I'm gonna wait till the last second. No, I'm just kidding. That is my team.
Make everybody else think too hard.
I know, right? Like, well, that's it. That was the final pick. Pick number 180 was Joey Sly, as it should have been. So that's not
Mr. Irrelevant. That's
not quorum. Is fully stacked now. That's my team name, by the way. That's not quorum because Kyle Baxter, if you're listening, fucking. We all made a big like thing in the chat one time where we're like 6 people, or not, maybe like 3 or 4 people had agreed to do something and nobody else chimed in. So since nobody else chimed in, the 4 people were like, okay, here's what we're doing. We're doing it. And then the next day he finally texts back like, whoa, when did we decide to do this? And we were like, we decided it in the chat the other day. You never responded. And he goes, 4 people does not constitute quorum. And I go, what? And all of us were like, what the fuck does that mean? What do you mean that doesn't constitute quorum? And he goes, no, you got 4 people is not a majority of this league. It's not quorum. So immediately I was like, that is my team name in this league for the rest of my life. That is not quorum.
It's a majority of the people that responded, which all that matters.
Yeah.
If you don't vote, it doesn't count.
Where the hell were these guys at? So yeah, absolutely. So okay, you go Hulk Hogan, and then when you're Nathan Weller, I bet Mr. America is on Vleeties list. Don't spoil anything, Nathan. I'm feeling a little bit better, so maybe there will be an unveiling of my list as well, or we just wait for Thursday when we do Vleeties list and only red pill topics because I fucked it up tonight by being sick. And Kevin in the chat, I kind of agree that I think I have to be vegan. I think I do, because this is why I stopped eating meat, is because I felt like this. I don't have a fever. I don't have a fever, but I constantly feel like I have a fever. I have body aches. I'm just a melting candle. So, who is are we on your number 7?
Number 7.
7.
So
give it to
number
me.
7, I was okay with this one. It's funny. We were talking about. I've been watching Ruthless Aggression on the WWE, and there was a comment in that show that was, this was the best wrestler in the ring of all time. And I somewhat agree. Like, he was really good, and he was part of D-Generation X, which is on my top as tippy top as you can get. But I went Shawn Michaels at 7.
Shawn, and you know what? You know what's so funny is, I mean, I was gonna do my list later, but I think he's exactly. No, he's my number 8. But still, it is like, yeah, Shawn is absolutely in like everybody's top 10. Like when you think of the best wrestling
Way
match,
too low.
yeah, way too low, and it could be. But wait until you hear these top 5. But yeah. And I wanted all of yours to be a surprise, but you know what? Let me just play some catch up real quick. My number 10 is Triple H. Now I know that people are like, "What? He slept his way to the top." Nobody likes Triple H. My favorite.
Just wait for my list.
My favorite year of wrestling is 2003, where Triple H was the champion. People called it the Reign of Terror. I called it the reign of a badass champion with a great body. And I thought Triple H pretty much held the WWE together when you saw the departure of The Rock, you saw the departure of Stone Cold Steve Austin, Mick Foley. Everybody kind of left Triple H holding the bag again. Shawn Michaels, Diesel, what's the other guy's name? Razor Ramon. Triple H is always there holding the fucking bag. So Triple H comes into my number 10 because, and yeah, Nathan Weller, 2003, 2004 are amazing years. And I feel like they are because of Triple H. He's just a solid for me. If he's having a match now, I'm like, fuck yeah. Dude, all right, next time we're doing The View, Triple H versus Dean Ambrose, Roadblock, 2016. It's so fucking good. It's the best match of Dean Ambrose's career. It is outstanding. And, like, you kind of go into it not knowing who's actually going to win. Like, are they going to fix WrestleMania and have this way, or are they going to fuck it up and go with this way? So it felt like there was a lot on the line, like 4 weeks before WrestleMania. And it was a great fucking match. So we're going to have to watch that. It was outstanding. Triple H has a litany of great matches, and people pretend that he doesn't. People want to ignore that he's had some of these classics. And I know him and Shawn Michaels, no, they're going to have a good match. But still, him and Undertaker had some great matches. I didn't like him working with Roman, but even like him and Kurt Angle had some good matches back in like 2002. Like it just him and Booker T at WrestleMania 19. Absolutely, Triple H can go. So he was my number 10. My number 9, very, very easy, Booker T. Mainly because of the fucking Hungry Man commercial, but also every video game I was Booker T. He did the rock bottom and called it the bookend. So I was like, this is easy for me. This is easy for me to like this guy. The Rock's gone. Here comes this other guy doing the rock bottom. When he did the front flip leg drop, he did the Harlem Hangover at WrestleMania 19. I was like, holy shit. It was a pop moment for me where I thought this was the most important match I've ever seen in my life. And it's such a great match. So Booker T.
So wait, let me give some praise there. Booker T did not make my top 10, but he's part of my favorite wrestling moment of all time, the Booker T Stone Cold fight in the grocery store. Like now that you said it, I'm like, fuck, I should have put Booker in there. I love Booker T. He didn't stand out to me on top of my head, but Booker T is one of the greats.
Well, and with Booker T, like, yeah, you mentioned the grocery store fight, but like out of everyone who came from WCW, he really hit that switch. Like after WCW ended, he was like, okay, I need to be better than what I was in WCW. You watch guys like Diamond Dallas Page come over. You watch guys like, even Rhino when he came over. You were kind of waiting for these guys to be better than they were where you just saw them. But everybody kind of was like, I'm a WCW guy, or no, I'm an ECW guy. Like, nobody really transitioned to WWE a lot. Not Rob Van Dam obviously transitioned, but like Booker T to me was like, this guy's like a fucking star. Like in WCW, even though he was the 5-time champs. Nathan Weller, he drops in and says that Evolution is his all-time favorite stable. I had the Evolution shirt. If you want to play, you got to pay. But I don't know where they rank. We're not doing stables this week. And then my number 8 is Shawn Michaels. And then you did your number 7, right? You said 7 was your Shawn Michaels.
7 was Shawn Michaels. Yeah.
My number 7. Ooh, yeah. Because when you brought up Hulk Hogan, all I can think about every time anyone brings up Hulk Hogan is how much better the Macho Man was. Because like everyone would want to watch, like, let's just do WrestleMania 7 for example. Like Hulk Hogan and Sergeant Slaughter have the same match Hogan's had for the past 6 years. They're beating up the Hulkster. Good God, how's Hogan gonna come back? He just starts doing this. Starts hulking up and starts freaking out, and then he comes back and wins the match. Like, there's not a ton of drama there. And then you have Macho Man Smacking my elbow. You have Macho Man dropping the big elbow.
He's rallying.
Yeah, yeah.
Vleeties
Macho
is
Man
rallying.
dropping the big elbow on fucking Ultimate Warrior like 7 times, and Warrior just won't stay down. Like, I always felt like watching those WrestleManias, I was like, wait, who is this Macho Man guy? Because of course in 1999, that's not the same guy. The fucking Ready to Rumble Macho Man who like could barely walk was not the Macho Man that we all knew and loved throughout the 80s. Like, the guy that I saw in the 80s was like, and everyone talks about like you have to be the land of the giants. You have to be Hulk Hogan. Macho Man didn't look like Hulk Hogan. Like, he didn't have that huge muscular physique, even though he was the Macho Man. But I always looked at Randy Savage as being incredibly underrated. And as far as the character went, having like the dumbest name of all time, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Macho Man.
Yeah, he had like the dumbest name of all time. But you never even thought twice about it, because it was. And then, you know, when he was the Macho King, it was like the same thing where it's like he just would take the dumbest name, but he was just the Macho Man. So there was no way to deny that he was one of the greatest wrestlers ever. And yeah, as far as his legacy goes, I think Hulk Hogan is obviously like the main event of WrestleMania. Like, you know, like people would buy those pay-per-views and buy the tickets to go see Hulk Hogan, but I go back and watch those events, and I'm always like, dude, Macho Man could fucking work. He could work. He could absolutely have an amazing match with anybody they put him in there with. But who do you have at number 6?
So number 6, I feel like this one was just more out of respect, and I went Mick Foley at 6.
What do you mean out of respect, though? Explain that.
Nobody put their body through anything close to what Mick Foley did.
Oh yeah, and you haven't.
Bro, he got taxed in the back. He's lit on fire. He's thrown off Hell in the Cell. Has anybody gone through a table that high ever in the history of mankind?
Oh, I see what you did there, Mankind. You're clever. No, but one thing I do, like, obviously, see, the best part about you right now is you haven't even scratched the surface of your WWE Network subscription. You've done one of these. You've licked your finger, and then you just kind of touched it to like get a vibe of it. You have not watched the Monday Night Wars. Quigley Johnson. It's not just the bumps. Mick Foley had one of the best characters in wrestling. Like, he really did.
Which one?
That's the best part.
Mankind or Dude Love or who?
I think Mick Foley as the character was the best character in wrestling history. That's the thing. It's like when he would come out and we kind of interchange between the characters, and you saw the real guy for a little bit. He was always like, you'd always want to cheer for that guy. There was something about him you always enjoyed. Like when he was Mankind in like '96, like when he was a heel, and I guess he was technically a heel during the Hell in a Cell, but like when he got tossed off the fucking cage, there was like no way people weren't going to keep rooting for that guy. Like, he just automatically permanent face turn for the rest of his life. Because, yeah, we were like, dude, this guy's the best. And in the chat, Foley the man sucks balls. So that's from JT. Yeah, maybe it's the person. Oh, am I making a draft pick? What sound was that? Why did that happen?
What?
Oh, no, it just says the draft.
You're done.
Yeah, the draft is complete. It's kicking me out. Yeah, it's kicking me out. And, yeah, I saw that greatness. Nathan Well in the chat. When Mick Foley won the WWF title, and Shivani says, oh, that would put butts in the seats. It's like, it's hands down one of the greatest moments in wrestling history when WCW thinks that they're being heroes and that they're winning the ratings war when they say, when they say, like, okay, let's read the results from Raw that's pre-taped, and they say they're going to put the strap on Mick Foley. That'll put a lot of butts in the seats. And then, like, everybody, I forget what the exact number was, but they said like 600,000 people all flipped over to Raw because they wanted to see Mick Foley win the fucking belt. And like to Eric Bischoff and everybody at WCW, they were like, that's the dumbest thing that company can do. Why would they do that? But all of us were like, dude, we have to watch Mankind win this fucking belt. Because yeah, he's in a world of wrestling where it's like Triple H has like a 6-pack, Austin looks incredible, The Rock looks incredible, and then it's like, fucking, here's this random guy from Denny's, and he's the fucking WWF champion.
Missing teeth and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I think Tommy Dreamer even says, like, who would root for that toothless freak that he is? But there's something so...
That's why it's like, it's all respect. Like, there's nothing super special about him, but he just put his fucking body on the line, dude. Like, you can't pay me enough to throw me off a Hell in the Cell onto a table. Like that's passion. He took tacks in the back like almost every week. He got lit on fire. He loved barbed wire. He got thrown off shit all day. And you can see it in him now. Like, he's missing half his teeth. He's living life, but he was the man back then.
Well, and
He
even
knew he was going to take a bump off a 40-foot building.
now that you have that WWE Network subscription, you need to watch the Monday Night Wars documentary series. Like, it's like 10 episodes all about the Monday Night Wars. And, like, the way they do it is each character or each man, Quigley, Foley made his body tick-tock, tick-tock, come on with your body tick-tock. Yeah, and, like, the way that it all, like, so the Monday Night Wars, yeah, they go through, like, each character. So they'll say, like, here's an episode. They had a great episode that was, like, Sting was WCW's, like, foundation, and Undertaker was WWF's foundation. And how do these two supernatural characters they've never intertwined in professional wrestling, but they were like the foundations, and they did a whole episode showing them evolve, and it's so fucking good. But when they get to the Mick Foley episode, and I'm going to give you the spoiler because you haven't watched it, but you're not going to not enjoy it the same way by hearing this, but I forget who it was. Somebody from WCW says they're all watching that match on a monitor, and when Foley falls off the top, somebody from WCW goes, well, that's it. Nobody's beating that. You know, like, nobody's going to fucking beat that in their entire life. And then Nathan Weller says, Edge better be on your list. I don't know if that means, he says plural. So Edge almost made my list. I'm going to be honest. Edge did not make the cut. Edge is one of my all-time favorite. If I'm playing, like, Edge and Booker T for me are always like, when I get the new video game, I'm probably going to be Edge first because I'll run that fucking spear all fucking day long. And then Hero of Sin, you just made the list? That's true. I did just make the list. So, who is your number? Let's see, what are we at? Number 5 for you? Let me go my number 6 then. That way we can get to our top 5s. So, my number 6, and this is like a no-brainer for me because this man, even as a wrestler, I don't even know if he's like one of my favorite wrestlers. He's one of my favorite like entrepreneurs who happens to be a wrestler. Chris Jericho has always been that fucking guy. Chris Jericho has always been like, I've read 3 of his books. I've seen every movie he's even tried to be in, even though he's a terrible actor. Like, I listen to Fozzy, like everything he puts his hand on. I'm like, I at least need to check it out because I admire that he has the fucking balls and the stones to go out there and try other things. And for the most part, I think he makes it work. So, yeah, I love Chris Jericho. I think in the ring he still holds up. And when you watch some of those matches from like the 2001 time, or even before that when he was a cruiserweight in WCW, he's always been able to tell these interesting stories in the match. And that character of whether it's him flexing, like if it's him flexing while he's trying to pin a guy, the certain things he does, I absolutely love Chris Jericho. So now, let's get into the fucking meat. Let's get to the meat, bro. Let's get into the top 5 of your favorite wrestlers. Not the greatest wrestlers. We're talking the favorite wrestlers. So what do you got lined up for me?
So I'm very glad you went Jericho. I respect Jericho, and he didn't make my list. But I was so torn on this whole thing, so I'm glad he got mentioned. But at number 5, we'll go the Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah. And what's not to like, you know?
I mean, he's when the cream will rise to the top. Yeah, like that's the best, dude. He's like, his promos alone put him in my top 5, let alone he was a jack dude who could wrestle back in the day.
Exactly, yeah. He had a great gimmick, but he was still able to put on good matches.
Oh man, he's like that personality, that energy, like that doesn't happen today at all. Maybe it's just too fake for today. But like you can't repeat Macho Man ever again.
No, yeah, and that's a perfect point. They're like, Bailey is like the closest thing we get to Macho Man because it can be like a colorful character but still a bad guy. Like Bailey pretty much ripping off Macho Man is Macho Man. Like CM Punk kind of tried to emulate Macho Man, but like he would just do one of the moves, and then, oh yeah, what school should I go to? Yeah, yeah, what school should I go to? So yeah, you know what? Let's go through your top 5. My top 5, I feel like should be obvious to everyone who's ever heard me talk about wrestling. My top 5 has been written in stone so many fucking times, and it hasn't budged. So let me hear your number 4.
No. I want to hear who's your number 5.
I want to do all mine in a row, just so I can show everybody.
No.
Everybody should know this by now.
If everybody knows, I want to hear it now and know how fucked up my top 5 is.
All right, let's run through it. No changes. I'm just saying, no changes, no take backsies. All right.
It's written in Word. I can't change it.
All right, perfect. So all right, let's do it. Let's do the Vleeties top 5 wrestling of all time. I think we need a sounder though, before we can do anything of the sort. Let's see. Let's get a sounder for everybody, because yeah, like to me, this is so obvious because I feel like I've been toting this list around for the past 20 years of my life. So it's not like
and was needed, not wanted.
Yeah, see, I should get that. I should have had that set up for tonight. That would have made so much more sense if we had the tan was needed, not wanted sounder already, which will be here on Thursday during the exclusive 2-hour Red Pill show. Which, by the way, I said we were going to stop at 10 because of my throat. 10:30. We're already doing a fucking full episode anyway. I'm not going to get that imaginary rest that I said that I needed, but that's okay because we don't need it. We're gonna be fine. Now that we're
talking, drink that honey and tea, bro.
Now that we're talking about wrestling and I don't have to like host a show, I'm just fucking talking and I can kind of make it work enough. So let's see. What's a good? You know what reminds me of wrestling? This right here.
It happens every time when I see you. It happens every time when I think of you. It happens every time. All is magic when we meet. Baby, down on Dream Street.
My top 5 is in going down order, and I'll give explanations because I think you're gonna need them. But by the way, it's so obvious. Let's see. Red Pill Ryan. That'll be on Thursday. That might be the name of the show.
Oh, I like it. Red Pill Ryan.
Number 5 is Eddie fucking Guerrero. Eddie Guerrero, when he died, I cried. I had an I'm Your Poppy shirt, and I wore it the day he died. I loved Eddie Guerrero. I thought he was the best. Just that whole Latino heat gimmick. And I know that like it's stupid. Like maybe I am a little subconsciously racist because I did just join a Facebook group called Latinos for Trump. Like I know that I don't look Mexican and my last name is Van Vliet, but I do have like this weird Latino pride. And Eddie Guerrero was like the epitome of like just that Latin flavor from El Paso, Texas. Clearly like the most Mexican dude we've ever met in our lives, and we've never met him. But Eddie Guerrero for me. Incredible matches. When he beat Brock, I was so shocked. I almost didn't even order that pay-per-view. I was like, fucking Eddie versus Brock? Like, why? And then when Eddie won, like, I swore, I think I loved 2003 is my all-time favorite year of wrestling. But I remember 2004 when Eddie won the belt, I was just like, holy shit, why is wrestling so good still? Why is it so good still? Like, it just would not it stayed good. For the entire next 20 years, mainly because of Eddie Guerrero setting everything up. And then my number 4. Now, I feel like this guy should be on your list, and if he's not, we're going to watch nothing but fucking this guy's matches, and it's going to take a long-ass time because he's had a long-ass career. But the Nature Boy, Ric fucking Flair, is the slam dunk number 4 overall greatest wrestler of all time. Unbelievable. I read his book twice. I've watched every documentary they've ever put out about this fucking guy. He is if you want to be a wrestler, that's the wrestler you want to be. You want to be Ric Flair. You want to own the fucking industry. He owned the industry. He was the guy. He wasn't even in the WWE like when he was doing it.
I suggest you don't watch Ruthless Aggression then, bro.
I love old man Ric Flair. Even old man Ric Flair was outstanding. Like when he hooks up with Triple H and he's costing them the matches, like half the fun of a Triple H match in 2003 is when Ric Flair gets kicked out of ringside because he throws a fit, he rips off his coat, and he's getting all pissed like he's going to fight Charles Robinson or Earl Hebner, and then Earl Hebner will, like, push him, and then Flair, like, till he does, like, a Rock getting stunnered, like, he'll, like, fall back, like, all dramatic, like a referee just kicked his ass. Like, he is one of the all-time greatest, like, just as a character. Even when he comes out now, like, we talked about this before. Yeah, and Kevin and I talked about this before. Like, it's so douchey when wrestling fans, like, do this to, like, wrestlers. When Ric Flair came out, when I saw him at Monday Night Raw, I couldn't help it. And I don't blame anybody for doing that anymore. Because when I saw Ric Flair live, it was the only thing I could think about. And, like, he even when I missed him, like, because he was never, like, a WWE guy, really. You know, not till, like, 92 when he came in for a cup of coffee and then left. Like, when you watch some of his stuff with Dusty Road, the American Dream, baby. Like, when you watch him and Dusty, you watch him and Ricky Steamboat, you watch him with Wahoo McDaniel. Like, all these matches that he just kind of has with guys that you probably don't even hear of. And you're like, why is Ric Flair? You could put Ric Flair in a mop in the ring, and he would have a great 60-minute match with it. Like, he just is a unique wrestler that will never exist again. And you hear, like, Stone Cold wanted to be Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels wanted to be Ric Flair, Triple H wanted to be Ric Flair. Like, why wouldn't you set your goals to be what he was? Like, the absolute tippy-top best wrestler ever. Fucking plane crash. He was on a plane crash, and he was, like, they told him he'd never wrestle again. And then he won the fucking title, like, 13 more times. So, you know, he's just the epitome of what you should strive to be for. He's not just a wrestler, but as a fucking human being, except for all those divorces. So, so now, my number 3. Now, I doubt one of these guys made your list. I know that one of these guys made your list. But I don't think two of these guys did not make your list. I can almost guarantee it. Number 3.
Well, one is Randy Orton. I know that.
I'll give you one of the non-Randy Orton ones. So, number 3, the phenomenal AJ Styles. And not just from... Now, you're just getting back...
Oh, bro.
You're just getting back... You're just getting back into WWE, where AJ is...
No.
What do you mean?
You had... No. You've missed so many guys over AJ Styles.
Dude,
just explain it. Whatever. Just explain it.
You have not watched TNA wrestling from 2002 all the way to when he left. Even the Claire Lynch stuff I like. AJ Styles has had, like, if we had to sit down and you were like, okay, we're going to watch the top 10 matches of, and if you laid out my entire list, if you laid out all 10 guys on my list and said, okay, 10 matches, the best ones, can you say numbers like in the Chills channel, Vleeties? Tyler Spida? I can't do it tonight. Before we go any further, let's review our list. Number 10 is Triple H. Number 9 is Booker T. 8 is Shawn Michaels. No, AJ Styles, and here's the thing, you don't know, because you only watch WWE. You never saw TNA.
I don't need to know. It can't be. The 4 guys in my top 4
Nope.
that you're not even in, your top 3,
No, see,
I'm confident are much better than AJ Styles.
see, you like Stone Cold Steve Austin in the 2 years that he was important in the business. AJ Styles pretty much is the only reason.
Tripping.
AJ Styles is the only reason that TNA survived. It's the only reason that it's kind of still around today. And you better believe the next time we're doing The View, we're only watching AJ Styles matches, because he is what you see today.
We're only watching Stone Cold matches because you're fucking tripping.
You need to watch some AJ. Which Stone Cold match are we going to watch besides him and Bret Hart?
Where he drives a fucking Miller Lite truck into the ring.
But see, that's not a match.
T.
None of those are matches. I'm just saying.
That's life.
The reason why AJ, look in the chat, Dakota Poland, AJ's in the top 5. AJ is a top 5er. This is a guy who hasn't been around since 2000. And when you left, AJ Styles, you know, we talk about NWA is coming back, and they're doing this weekly pay-per-view thing. The only reason
I don't know what NWA is.
The National Wrestling Alliance, where Ric Flair won all those belts.
Yep.
So
no clue.
So they're doing weekly pay-per-views, and the only reason they think that idea is going to work is because TNA made it work back in 2002, and the only reason it worked for TNA was because of AJ Styles. And AJ Styles built a company for 20 years, and for some reason they just kicked his ass on the way out. They're like, fuck you, AJ. You built this place. Go away. Nathan Weller Vleeties, that is so disrespectful. The only reason WWF survived is because Stone Cold. Yeah, let it die. I don't need it. I got TNA. So, all right.
You're tripping.
Number
Oh
2.
my
Dude,
God.
how do you not like AJ Styles?
I haven't seen wrestling in 20 years, and people are criticizing you.
How do you not like AJ Styles?
Because he sucks now.
Now, did you see Austin with a cowboy hat playing guitar?
Do you see Austin all life when he's the best?
Did you see AJ, fucking Samoa Joe, Christopher Daniels triple threat match at fucking Unbreakable, whatever it's called?
Is Samoa Joe in your top 10?
Ah, shit, he should be. I see Kevin likes Samoa Joe more because he came in towards the end of TNA as well when Samoa Joe was there. Like, I watched AJ before Samoa Joe was there. Before Samoa Joe was a sperm in his dad's eye. I was able to watch AJ Styles.
Like, I don't know Samoa Joe. I know Rikishi. That's all I know.
Wow, those guys aren't connected at all. You just look at fat Samoans and go, they got to be the same guy.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. They play the same role.
AJ top 5 for wrestling ability, but not top 5 overall. I mean, that's a fair criticism. Like, I think when I watch his matches, it really is like, dude, so fucking good in the ring, and so fucking like, you gotta watch some of the TNA stuff, and we will.
Dude, you can convince me. I'm down
Yeah.
with technically good wrestlers, as we talked about with.
Kevin says Joe was in
Shane.
TNA before AJ. That is not true. AJ was on the very first episode of TNA. On the pay-per-view, I think he wrestled Jerry Lynn and Low Key, and it is an outstanding match. And then I think the next week they had a ladder match, which also it ripped my dick off. I haven't had a dick since then. Like in 2002, when I saw that ladder match, my fucking dick is gone. Plus, AJ is a flat earther. He doesn't.
Oh Lord.
He doesn't.
Done.
He doesn't believe.
Can't talk to you.
Oh, okay, blue-pilled motherfucker. The Earth is so clearly flat. There's no evidence that it's round. I can't believe it. Like, look, he's just saying that there's no evidence that it's round, and he's kind of right. We've never been to space. Everybody takes this picture like they have a fucking iPhone while they're in space. Nobody does that. Why is the flag waving on the moon? There's no wind. Answer that.
What's good?
Why is the flag waving?
Because.
Yeah, and then Nathan Weller goes, is AJ over Stone Cold? I'm not saying Stone Cold isn't. Now here's the thing.
You are saying Stone Cold's not in your top 5.
Yeah, because we did my favorite wrestlers versus the greatest wrestlers of all time. If we were doing greatest wrestlers of all time, AJ's not even in the top 50. But as far as my favorite ever, I love AJ Styles. He's the best. I have like 4 AJ Styles shirts. I don't have any Stone Cold shirts. Like as far as a favorite wrestler go, like I was at Raw when AJ lost. He defended his U.S. title, and then they had to like restart the match, and then he lost to Ricochet, and I was booing my fucking head off. And AJ was a bad guy, and I was like so passionate that the dad next to me was like, "This guy likes AJ Styles." I was fucking so into that match, and it was a nothing U.S. title match. Loved it, but it's because Stone Cold beat up The Rock. That's probably the big reason. Everybody's sucking on Austin's dick. Let's talk about the real hero. Number 2 is obviously Drew McIntyre. No, I'm just kidding. number.
Oh my Lord.
Number 2 is easily. I mean, everybody knows my 2 and 1 now. Number 2, obviously Randy Orton. Since 2003, I loved when he would come out and be the cocky dickhead boy of the Evolution, and it was kind of like I always liked him. Like, who's this cocky dickhead? Like, why is he hanging out with Triple H and Ric Flair like he's gonna be somebody? And then when he was in that SummerSlam Elimination Chamber, I was like, watch Randy Orton win this fucking belt tonight. And he didn't, obviously. There was no way he was going to win that match. But, and then Nathan Weller in the chat, no Bret Hart. Bret Hart, top 10 greatest wrestlers ever. Not my favorites. Probably for a lot of the same reason that Austin isn't in my top 10 either for like favorites. Just short-term exposure. And yeah, and I think Bret and Austin had a top 10 match of all time. But I'm just saying, like, if I can watch that once, but there's not a lot of other content that I'm like, hell yeah, bro, I'm gonna rewatch fucking Austin versus Mankind every fucking after WrestleMania. So, Kevin in the chat, how is Bret top 10 ever? That's true. He shouldn't be. You're right. Macho Man, number 1. So, okay, my number 1 is The Rock, of course. The Rock has made me cry multiple times by winning matches, by losing matches. When he lost to Chris Benoit at No Mercy 2000, and Mick Foley specifically said that if Shane McMahon cheats or helps Benoit win in any way, the match would be canceled, or The Rock would keep the belt. And the referee didn't see Shane McMahon cheat, and then The Rock lost. And then I ran to bed, and I said, I went and laid down. And I'll give you this: I laid down.
Handle it.
I laid down on my Stone Cold Steve Austin bed sheets, so I had the sheets. And then my dad says, Mick Foley's coming out. They're restarting the match, and I fucking ran out there. They restarted the match, and The Rock won. Oh my gosh, tears of joy coming down my eyes when The Rock won. And then when The Rock beat Hogan at WrestleMania 18, tears of joy. Rock beat Austin at WrestleMania 19. I sat there like a proud son, like watching my dad finally beat Stone Cold Steve Austin at a WrestleMania. And then when he lost to Goldberg, he made that. Everyone hates that Rock Goldberg match because it's like 5 minutes long and Goldberg just wins. But The Rock is so fucking entertaining during that match. Like Goldberg, they lock up, right? They're locking up. And then Goldberg just kind of shoves him to the ground, and like The Rock flips back like 10 feet, and The Rock's sitting there in the corner like, holy shit! But he just tells Goldberg, "You are in trouble now." Like now The Rock's gonna wake up. Now he's mad. So yeah, easily The Rock is number 1, Randy Orton number 2, the Phenomenal One, AJ Styles number 3, Ric Flair number 4, Eddie Guerrero number 5. That is my ultimate top 5 ever. So I need to hear yours, because yours is going to be fucking... If I don't hear Sid Vicious, this isn't a real list.
Bro, we're way off.
Hey, you said Big Show, so yeah, we're definitely off.
So I don't disagree. Eddie Guerrero, I'm down with it. He's not on my list, but I'm down.
Benoit?
The talent's
Yeah,
there.
Benoit?
Dude, Benoit, I'd be down with Benoit if he wasn't so crazy.
And then Nathan Weller, Hollywood Rock from 2003 was great. The Rock concert is outstanding. However, they edit it on the network. I don't know why they edit out some of the concert on the network, but the Rock concerts are so fucking great. So I gotta know. So who'd you say your number 5 was? You already dropped.
Number 5 was Macho Man.
Oh
Randy
yeah!
Savage.
All right, now let's go. Yeah, see Quigley Johnson. No
Bonesaw's ready.
Now Kurt Angle has gone through spurts of my being in my top 10. And here's the thing.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle TNA more so than Kurt Angle WWE. Now, Zach, you don't know this about me. TNA, probably from the years WWE was clearly my number 1 in 99, 2000, all the way up to about 2005. And then there was a little bit of one of these happening with TNA, where you had AJ Styles, Sting, Christian Cage, and they started to kind of put on Scott Steiner. They kind of started to put on these really good matches and these really good events, and Alex Shelley and all these guys that were really, really fucking good. And you always kind of wondered why they were never in WWE, or why they never even got noticed. Like Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode, a lot of these guys who built this little tiny company out of a fucking soundstage. Nathan Weller in the chat. What about Abyss? He's right. Abyss should be number 1. So who's your number 4? Let's hear the 4.
Okay, my number 4, and we're going favorites here. Am I frozen on your screen?
Oh, yeah, you look a little frozen. It could just be Discord, but I'm the only one up on the screen. So.
Okay, don't show me. But number 4, I don't know, man. A lot of people respect this guy.
But you don't.
I do. I mean, he's my number 4, so I have to. But it's more of those I watched wrestling for a while, and then I didn't watch wrestling for 15 years, and when I come back, he's still there. You gotta have respect for this guy. So my number 4 is Undertaker.
And that's it. See, and he doesn't even crack my top 10 favorites, but I mean, I can't deny, as far as having some of his matches, him versus Kurt Angle at No Way Out 06 is fucking so great. He's had some incredible matches, so you can't not say. I mean, he's probably in a majority of top 10s. I don't think he's in Nathan Weller's, but he's got to be in a lot of top 10s.
No, Nathan Weller is going to be very disappointed because John Cena, spoilers, not even close in my top 10.
No, John Cena, no offense to John. As far as favorite goes, yeah, he's not in there. And as far as greatest, I don't even know if I could put him on that. He would be a great honorable mention for the greatest ever, but if we were getting serious and we were okay, this is based on accolades, in-ring talent, character, promo skill, maybe, I guess on those criteria, yeah, you'd have to put fake John Cena in there. But in my opinion, as far as best wrestlers, if you go in-ring, Like, I'm taking like a Mr. Perfect over a John Cena. So where's Mr. Perfect on your list?
Where's Mr. Perfect on your list? Because I didn't hear him.
Oh, shit. Let me redo it real quick. All right, number 1 is actually AJ Styles, now that I've thought about it some more. And then number 2 is Mr. Perfect. All right, now what's your new list?
Okay, so I still have Undertaker at 4.
That's a good pick. Nobody's going to give you shit for that. I mean, other than Kevin, who might just say, like, the greatest moment of Undertaker's career in a lot of ways is when he threw Mick Foley off the top of the cage. And, like, you see Mick.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. You see Mick go through the table, and it's this, like, big dramatic moment. And Undertaker's just kind of standing there. Like,
he's like,
what did I
threw him off the 30-foot cage. What else am I supposed to do?
Yeah, now he's just kind of up there. Like, the greatest moment of his life was him fucking up Mick Foley's life. But no, yeah, a solid number 4. Not as good as AJ Styles, but I'm with it. So let's hear your number 3.
My number 3, dude, my top 3 were very fluid. I feel like number 2 was pretty solid, but my number 1 and number 3 were back and forth.
Really?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I don't know. On the comments you gave, I think you might reverse what I have, but
you can say Austin. I'm not going to say he's not. He doesn't. I mean, he deserves to be in people's favorites. There's no reason that he doesn't. His podcast is hilarious. He's done some great things. His television show, The Broken Skull Challenge, that's awesome. Like, the only reason he just doesn't do it for me is because his greatest rival is my number 1. Like, it was just like, I was always a Rock guy, and Austin was always better than The Rock. And I was like, why is this guy so fucking on top? Why is this guy playing a cowboy hat? Plus, WrestleMania 17 is probably where it all ended for me with Steve Austin, because I was so excited for Rock Austin. Houston, we have a problem. Limp Bizkit is doing the song. It's like this important moment in wrestling history. And then Austin has this bizarre heel turn with Stone Cold or with Vince McMahon that made no sense at the time. It came out of nowhere, so it wasn't like anybody could have telegraphed it. And it was just like, okay, I guess that's how they're going to end the biggest WrestleMania ever. And I think that just soured me on. Nathan Weller in the chat, Kane is better than The Undertaker. What do you say to that? Where's Kane on your list? Is he number 3?
He's at number 1. But no, I was there when Kane came out. I loved the whole thing. It was the Nemesis. It was all about it. He was wearing a mask before most guys were wearing masks. But, I mean, I was down. I mean, he's not in my top 10. But
No,
he
not.
was legit.
Yeah.
I think, dude, I used to go to wrestling at the Anaheim Pond. Still at Anaheim Pond.
Yup.
And I saw him walk the top rope against somebody. I don't know who it was. But,
It's wicked. No, I watched
like Kane.
I watched him and Lita get married at the Pond. So yeah, the Pond had some great wrestling moments. So who else? I got to know this number 3, because I don't mean to make you feel wishy-washy. I want you to confidently tell me that Jeff Hardy is your number 3 of all time.
So I'm torn. I don't know.
Just say it. We said no changes. We said no takesy backsies.
I've got no tasty backsies, but I'm really torn on 2 and 3. So 3, I have Triple H.
Because he's the best. Now, see, I can't argue. Like, I can't disagree with him being your 3, because, like, even as somebody who's been in and out of wrestling like you, or even like not really watching it, you come back and he's like still around. Nathan Wellers is Kevin Nash. And Dakota Pullen in the chat, WrestleMania 17, Austin Rock is the best promo video. Absolutely. It's like my all-time favorite promo video, but the match really fucking tainted it for me. I was like, why the fuck would they have that be the match? So that's why whenever I think of like the best Rock Austin promo video, dude, I go WrestleMania 19, because that's my favorite Rock Austin match. Maybe it is because The Rock won, but the way they built it up is so fucking good. Like, here, I got it in Spanish for you. Here we go. Is this the whole thing? No. Oh, wait. Yeah, this is the whole thing. But the audio's going to be shitty. Just bear with it. But yeah, I mean, this fucking video is so important to wrestling history. I like when I say things so boldly.
When Stone Cold Steve Austin walked away from WWE,
Yup.
shockwaves vibrated
What a-
the
what a
foundation
fuckhead.
of the company.
7 months ago, I told my boss, Vince McMahon, to take his job and shove it. But Stone Cold Steve Austin got tired of sitting on his ass at the house. And everybody said, Austin can take his ball and go home.
But when the rattlesnake finally returned, he didn't come alone.
I didn't bring a ball with me. I brought a big fat can of whoop ass. I can guarantee that I am going to raise more hell than I've ever raised in my life.
Before the bionic redneck could reclaim his superiority, another superstar was out to challenge his legacy.
Austin, do you remember the last 2 times you went one
with the great one?
I whipped your ass not once, but twice. The Rock has done it all in this business.
The incomparable People's Champion. He's a leading man in Hollywood. Right.
The one thing that The Rock has not done is whoop that ball candy ass at WrestleMania.
The stage was set for the greatest rivalry in WWE
Damn, they don't have the actual like music video. We'll have to watch that on the network because it's like the best match in like the whole video and the whole
history.
The whole Limp Bizkit song is so fucking good. Like it all plays so well. So yeah, I don't know why I brought these guys up. We were talking about Triple H. So Triple H is your number 3. Now who is your number 2?
So let me give Triple H some credit here.
Sure.
Triple H was arguably my number 1. Like
Really?
When it comes to wrestling, like, okay, he was a great wrestler for a long time, but like he's all about the business. He married Stephanie. He's still, his life is wrestling. Like
Right.
that's all it is. Like he's about it. What was NXT before it was NXT when they started the game show?
Dude, it was the worst. I'm surprised you even know about that. I can't wait to show you. But yeah, it used to be like a competition show. It was like Wipeout, but with like wrestlers. It was so fucking
like
bad.
Wipeout. Yeah, but he is wrestling. That is his life. Like the guys above him on my list are still like that was life. They made it. That's how they got their career off. But like this dude's career for Triple H was all wrestling. Like that's his life. He married the owner's daughter.
Right.
Like he's like, I'm in it. I'm down. And I like, it's one of those where like to me, he was never the best. He's not the peak. That's why I think that's why I put him number 3. Cause like, you know me, like I'm more down with the who hit the highest peak than the longevity.
Yeah.
But like I can't disrespect Triple H. Like I always loved Triple H, whether it was Degeneration X, and now I know about Evolution. I didn't know anything about Evolution.
Yeah, that one episode
dude,
of Ruthless Aggression. Like,
dude,
gotcha.
Dude, he built those guys up. Like Randy Orton and Batista would be nothing without him and Ric Flair.
Dude, 100%. I mean, that's the only reason they put that thing together was like, hey, Trip, we need you to kind of make sure there's wrestlers in the future. So can you do that?
Yeah.
And he went and did that. And then Nathan Weller in the chat says that the Vleeties only likes The Rock because he was in the Scorpion King. Well, I only like Triple H. I only like Triple H because he was in Blade Trinity. So it kind of goes both ways. So who's your number 2 then? Because you said number 2 is like Rock Solid, which I think I just said his name. But who's number 2?
Number 2 is Rock Solid, bro. That's The Rock.
Yeah.
I don't know how he can't be in the top 3 ever. The Rock was one of the greatest entertainers of all time.
Oh yeah, and
People's Elbow. Oh, dude.
And you can just like, and it happens to me kind of frequently where it's like I just watch like Rock highlights for like an hour. You're just kind of flipping around, like going through old promos and shit. Like you don't plan on sitting there watching a bunch of the Rock stuff, but you just can't stop.
Yeah, but even beyond wrestling, it's like Rock, like The Rock now is just doing more for wrestling than anything, because it's like everybody loves his movies now that he's doing good movies, and he's been a wrestler for a long time.
Are you shitting on his movies? Are you shitting on his early movies?
Yeah. I mean, other than, what was the one with Stifler?
The Rundown, dude. The Rundown, Walking Tall.
Rundown was good.
Yeah, and
those were
then
good
Kevin in the
movies.
chat. The Rock could be helping wrestlers, but he isn't. I don't know. He made that movie for Paige, which Paige isn't a wrestler anymore, but kind of helped. Zelina Vega was in that movie. But no, I do kind of agree that, yeah, if The Rock was in and out. Apparently, the rumor is Rock versus Roman Reigns. And then, Nathan says you only like the XFL. That's why you're like, oh, I got to pick him. Oh, like that's the only reason that you decided to go with The Rock was because of the XFL. No, and then that makes your number one. Now I know you're number one, but I just want to hear you confirm it.
You say it first then.
Yeah, your number one is obviously the Rattlesnake, the number one wrestler of all time.
316.
Stone Cold Steve Austin is your number
the
one.
Bestler.
There's no where's Jimmy King at? Is Jimmy King the wrestler or is Austin the wrestler?
Fuck Jimmy King.
Wow.
He's a drunk in a fucking U-Haul.
Yeah, you know what though? Top 5 movie of all time about wrestling. You gotta always know about wrestling.
Top 1.
Yeah.
What other movies are there about wrestling?
Paige's movie. Have you seen Paige's movie? I know it's kind of making the rounds now. Like,
no.
Paige's movie's good. Legendary is really good. That's got John Cena in it. You'll love that one. And then how great was The Rock's Disney movie, The Game Plan? I don't know if I was a big fan of The Game Plan. I think The Rock's like my favorite movie that he's done, and this is stupid, but I love Pain and Gain. I don't know why everybody talks shit about Pain and Gain. Like as far as like a story, it's like not a good like. I don't know. I just like watching everyone be buff and do dumb shit. Like to me, that's just hilarious, and like. The plot is so crazy, but it's all based on a true story. So, like, I remember people were watching it, like, it's just really long. And I was like, I didn't want it to end. Like, I wanted to watch Mark Wahlberg and The Rock and Anthony Mackie be stupid for an entire film. But
that was funny. They're just dumbasses. But
Austin,
in Jumanji, he's great.
Oh, he's great in Jumanji. You know what, though? I didn't really like this new Jumanji. I mean, it's fine, but I thought it was really lazy that they were like, hey, we can switch back into the characters that we were in the first movie. I was like, come on, let's ride this thing out, you fucks.
Man, he was Danny DeVito, bro.
Dude, well, let's ride this out, you fucks. That's what I wanted to see. So, yeah, number one is Stone Cold. You can't really deny that. I mean, he's not in my favorites, maybe because he always was fighting the fucking Rock. I didn't want him around the Rock the whole time. And the Rock could never, that's why I like Macho Man. I'm surprised Ken Shamrock didn't make the list. But that's from Nathan Willer. Ken Shamrock in TNA in 2020 is the reason why.
How old are these kids?
Hey, Nathan Weller's my age, and he knows that Ken Shamrock just fought for the TNA Tag Team Championships not more than a month ago. So, yeah, Ken Shamrock's going at it. 55 years old, and he's still fucking going for it. But those
yeah, man.
Give me your Austin.
Let me get a Stone Cold. Just give me an Austin 316 here. I was in the generation where I went to the stadium. I had an Austin 316 middle finger foam, fucking black and white finger. Like he was the shit, man. And him feuding with McMahon all the time. He drove out a beer truck, moved the ring, splashed everybody with beer. The Booker T Stone Cold. I watched it yesterday.
Yeah.
Just for fun. Like
Funsies.
You can't beat that.
Did you see Booker's dick?
I looked really close, but I didn't see it. I really tried.
We'll get it for you. We have the enhanced copy.
Somebody give me a screenshot.
Yeah, it's not going to be on the network. You got to watch the UPN feed from 2001. That's the only place you can get it. Yeah, I mean Austin. As far as like some of my favorite Austin moments, obviously the beer truck. I mean, clearly, like I think I even brought it up to you when we were doing the View. There's like an episode of Raw where he just comes out like in between every match and just stuns everybody. Like no rhyme or reason. He just says, "I'm gonna win the Royal Rumble, you sons of bitches," and then he just comes out and stuns everybody like throughout the entire show. So like at the Royal Rumble, everybody's in the ring. Thank you, Nathan. Well, I got very little water left. But like at the Royal Rumble, everybody's in the ring like because Austin's music hits and they're all like waiting for him, like fucking come out here, you asshole. And Austin like sneaks in through the crowd and just starts stunning the fuck out of everybody again. Like it's awesome. So yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say he's not one of the greatest. I think he's probably top 3 greatest. Like him, Hogan, and like Shawn are all kind of in that top 3 of like who carried the company, who had the most entertaining time when they were on top. Like, I really enjoyed all three of those guys. And then, of course, you'd have to throw in Randy Orton and AJ Styles in that mix. So, yeah, I can't disagree with Austin being a top guy. Like, there's no way you can't. So, no, I got to give it to you. I would like to make a huge announcement, though, for the world. Hulu Raw is dead. So Zach, I'm a Hulu Raw guy. Now, here's what Hulu does to Raw. Raw is a 3-hour broadcast on the USA Network every Monday. It uploads the next day on Hulu, as you know. It uploads a 90-minute version, okay? A 90-minute version of a 3-hour show. So some stuff is getting cut. Now, SmackDown is also on Hulu. But now that SmackDown is owned by the fucks over at Fox, I can't watch it without commercials now. And they put commercials in SmackDown on Hulu. And I pay for the commercial-free service. So I was really fucking annoyed. So I went to watchwrestling.la, as I do. And I watched SmackDown with no commercials. And then it said, I was on their website. It was like, Raw's on here too. Why am I not just watching Raw on this fucking free website? So I watched 3 hours of Raw. I saw ninjas. There were some ninjas. I found out Mickey James is back. I found out I found out that MVP, like the Hurt Business came out twice in one night, which was interesting. I'm pretty sure that Angel Garza stuff will get cut from Hulu. Like, so much stuff gets cut from Hulu, and I don't know what's getting cut. So it was kind of nice to like that Billy Kay Peyton Royce match would not have been on Hulu. So I kind of think I'm a 3-hour Raw guy. Now I will admit it's a long ass show, because even when I saw Dominic Mysterio coming out, I was like, oh my god, what the fuck? Like, why is this show still going on? But that's the big news. Hulu is dead for me. And yeah, JT says the same thing. Like, he gets commercials all the time, and he has the Hulu ad-free version. And yeah, it's like, I have the ad-free Hulu, so many of the shows, yeah, they do. Like, if you watch anything from like the 2000s, yeah, they're going to take out the commercials for you, but it seems like a lot of the current shit that I want to watch doesn't work. And then, yeah, Nathan Weller in the chat. Cedric Alexander is in the Hurt Business. I really liked that heel turn, because Cedric Alexander had no personality, and now he's got a little bit more. Like, he had none, and now he's a little bit more. So I'm going to see more of that. I don't like how Shelton's, though, like, are you really joining us? Or is you faking it? And it's like, why does that matter? Like, why would he beat up his friends if he was faking it? What do they get from infiltrating? Nathan Weller, he says Mickey James is still hot, though. Yes. And we don't want to, yeah, absolutely. Mickey James, yes. I mean, that's all you can say is yes. Outstanding. Now, before we go, Zach, I got to follow up on my fantasy football draft already. Isn't that exciting? Like, real time is so fun. Like, things just happen at the blink of an eye. What do you think my draft grade was from this draft that I did tonight?
C+ at best.
Are you serious? You said C+? You don't like my team? You don't like all my tight ends that I got? I don't know. I'm bringing this up on the screen since you said something so ridiculous, because clearly this was an A- draft. This is
you're tripping.
This is the highest.
Give me a single A- player on your team.
Wow. All right, well, let's go through the rating together then. Behind an impressive backfield, that's not quorum, win the fantasy football draft and life. The draft summary. Although they drew number 12 overall, that's not quorum, held their ground by building a roster capable of topping any team in Sex and the City for dudes. The team is notably strong at running back, as Joe Mixon, Kenyon Drake are slated to combine the second highest point total of all running backs in the league. That's not quorum, are projected to finish with a 9-4 record, 2,044 points, good enough for third. But, they don't know. They need third place, whatever, I'm going to win. My best pick was that Larry Fitzgerald pick. What a nice late round bargain.
I told you, bro.
Yeah.
I told you, bro.
They got Larry Fitzgerald in the 14th round. That's 4 rounds later than his ADP of 124. After a season in which he snagged 75 passes for 804 yards and 4 touchdowns, Fitzgerald is projected to score 116 fantasy points. That makes him a valuable number 4 receiver for the squad. Yes. Nathan Weller, this just proves that Yahoo draft grades don't mean shit. What do you mean? What do you mean? This is the most reasonable draft grade they've ever given anyone.
Your best pick was Larry Fitzgerald.
That's just based on value. Duh. I mean, I got him 4 rounds after his ADP. That's how you draft. Going out on a limb.
Dude, go to who got a D plus. What happened there?
I will be two girlies, 1 cup. I'll be there in a second. Going out on a limb. Everyone considers themselves the next fantasy draft expert. So yeah, I got Cam Akers with number 36, about 3 rounds ahead of his ADP of 66. Yeah, I mean, I went on a limb, but I like solid running backs all the time. Week 9 is obviously going to be fucked because I have a lot of buys. Great team name. Haha, yeah, 2 girlies, 1 cup. I love that. I think we're in another league with a 2 girlies, 1 cup. Like, it's a common name this year. It's going around. But yeah, this team is stacked, bro. I don't know why you're against it. Like, the way I draft is in the early rounds, fuck ADP. But once you get towards the end, you got to start getting those steals, brother. And what does it say about my tight ends? It didn't even address how many tight ends I got on this fucking roster, right? My tight ends are projected to score lower than the rest of the league. However, that doesn't matter, all right? Only my running backs are top. Let's take a look at 2 girlies, 1 cup before we ride off into that glorious sunset. Who is this team? Oh, no, that's not Ty. Ty got the best. Him and me got the best grade. I don't know why it says he got the best draft, because clearly I got the best draft. Led by a pair of Buccaneers, 2 girlies, 1 cup, hopefully aren't playing for money. Wow, this is a $50 league.
Damn.
Yeah, so
he got Zeke and he's still getting shit on?
He was handed a solid draft position and coughed it up. Even though they had the number 3 overall pick, they're projected to finish 11th.
Big is still Drew Brees? Why has he got a D plus?
Because 2 girlies, 1 cup. They did a great mid-round value. They selected Brees in the 8th round, 21 spots later than his ADP after a season. So that's a good pick. I mean, they got him after his ADP, which is, and then reach pick. Either you know something that we don't. Marvin Jones Jr. at 75, 33 slots ahead of his ADP. See, that's the kind of stuff that, like, Yahoo hates that shit. Like, if you really like Marvin Jones and you think he's gonna have, yeah, Kevin in the chat. This guy got Zeke and James Conner, and they gave him a D plus. Like, his starting lineup is not that bad. Like, how can you say that he's not a little well off? You know, like, I mean, let's go look at his whole roster. 2 girlies, 1 cup. He's got Drew Brees, Chris Godwin, Robert Woods, Ezekiel Elliott, James Conner, Blake Jarwin from the Cowboys. That's probably where he fucked up. See, this is where it is. Marvin Jones Jr. is a starter for him, which is, like, not good. And yeah, when you go to his bench, I mean, you could tell he took a quarterback 8th. Like, that's the thing, is when you're in that 8th round and you grab one of these Drew Breeses, then you also have to settle for a fucking Alan Lazard and a Latavius Murray in the later rounds.
The Lazard King.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Like, Fournette is going to be – I think Fournette's going to be solid. But, yeah, Marvin Jones Jr. should not be a starter on your roster. And I think that's why he got the fucking D. That's why they gave him a D. Let's take a look at Tyler Perry's team. Our good friend Tyler Perry, not spelled like the actor or the director.
Tyler Perry.
Let's see. That's not Quorum. That's my team. Herb Brooks. Tyler Perry got Patrick Mahomes, as he always does. See, this is kind of interesting. He went Marlon Mack. He's got Marlon Mack when Marlon Mack is kind of projected to be the backup. But, I mean, there's no reason that he doesn't just keep the same amount of carries and Jonathan Taylor sits back and learns for a year. Keenan Allen, I don't think Keenan Allen's going to be worth shit this year with Tyrod Taylor as his quarterback. George Kittle's, I mean, top 2 tight ends, so absolutely. Devontae Parker, solid, and then Darren Waller. He loves Darren Waller. He had Darren Waller last year, too. Not enough tight ends on his team, though, you know?
Yeah, he doesn't have 5. It's not enough.
Dude, I'm just saying, having this many tight ends sets me up for plenty of opportunities. Austin Hooper and Hunter Henry, are you fucking kidding me? This is solid.
You need Kittle and Kelsey to even do that strategy.
Well, that wasn't the strategy. Just that's how the chips fell. I wasn't about to draft the Lazard King or J.K. Dobbins. I'm in here hanging out.
Go all in,
dude. I should have went all in. I should have went Kittle first and then came back around because I was 12 and 13. I should have just went Kittle, Kelsey, and then said, "Give me a call," because you can even flex tight ends in this league too. So if I really wanted to, I mean, I could take out Devin Singletary right now and just throw Hunter Henry in there. Because Tyrod Taylor is not going to throw the ball very far. I'm projecting a lot of dump-offs to his best friend. his new best friend, Hunter Henry. So, how excited are you for the return to football this week? Vleeties is live during the fucking game next week, or on Thursday. So, we're going to watch some of the game together. That's going to be fun. I think we should. I can't have it on the screen, obviously, because people are going to be like, whoa, you report this fucking guy. But, I mean, I think we could check in and have some audio every once in a while. I don't see why not. Right, Zach? I mean, we got to have a little bit of football in our lives.
Let's get the quad box, bro.
Oh, you want to Scott Hansen it up and just go full on quad box with everything?
Yeah.
I think that's the way to do it, honestly. So I guess
You should just go like a live fantasy Yahoo board.
Oh yeah, and just kind of show my shit like the whole time. Like, this is my team. Here's how we look. Here's why Kevin's beating the fuck out of me.
This is why I'm in last place.
This is why I should have drafted all these fucking tight ends. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. Like, tight ends are fine, but they're not that fine. So, holy shit, dude. I think I survived the bad throat thing, but yeah, I'm going to take a bunch of Advil and just knock the fuck out. What about you?
We gotta go Valpaca at least.
I think, is she on Twitch tonight? I thought she was exclusively on the other one tonight. She was on like RPAN or something. She was on the Reddit Public Access Network. Everyone.
I believe you. I don't know.
Everyone, please. The greatness. So, Vleeties, are you a Raiders, Cowboys, or Washington fan this week? Thank you, Nathan Weller. I am a fucking Washington. No, this week, I am a Kansas City Chiefs fan. Nah, this week I'm a Raider fan this week. But, however, I'm loving these fucking Cowboys, man. You listen to 103.5 for like 10 minutes, and you start saying, here's what we need to do. Here's what we need to fix. Here's how we're going to win the Super Bowl. Here's how we're going to do this. Quigley says Rumbly Rocket is live. Maybe we'll get on some Rumbly Rocket. Zach, my fucking throat is falling apart. What'd you say? Tea with honey?
Yeah, you gotta get tea, honey, and some whiskey.
Ooh, I can do some whiskey. But, all right. Until the day that I'm dead, which probably could be very soon, depending on the diagnosis. My name is Ryan Van Vliet. I hope everybody has a fun Tuesday evening. Then we got Wednesday. We have the whole effing show tomorrow. Nathan Wella says, F the Cowboys. Show's over. I can't believe I read that out loud. I should have fucking saw it coming. These fucking kids in our chat, Zach. They don't know shit.
They don't know nothing, bro.
They don't know anything about my life, how hard it is to be me. So, all right, everybody. You have a great evening. I will catch up with you tomorrow night for the whole effing show. We're going to watch All Elite Wrestling's Dynamite, and then we're going to hop on the stream afterwards. Kevin and I, we're going to kill it. We're going to crush it. I'll be back on Thursday with a voice, and we're only going to do Red Pill shit. Because, Zach, tonight was supposed to be like the fucking most Red Pill episode ever. We had Candace Owens. Like, we had, I got in another fight on Facebook. A guy used a Molotov cocktail and lit himself on fire. I mean, there was all kinds of good shit. And my throat is just useless. So I think we need to go to bed, and then we'll try this again in 2 days. How does that sound?
Sounds like, yeah, Red Pill all day Thursday. We got sports out of the way for the week. I don't think much is going to happen. Let's do it.
All righty. That works for me. Have a good night, everybody. We'll catch you tomorrow for the whole effing show.